just changed.
Welcome to the campus of Adair County High School. I'm John Shelley, and it's Friday night football here. 80 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful night for football as this district ball game between the visiting Glasgow Scotties. They come to town to play the Adair County Indians, and Scotties come in here 5-0. Indians 4-1. Their only loss at Franklin Sim. Finding the right vehicle for your family. And Adair County, they're Class 3A, First Region, District 2, coached by Steve Stonebreaker, 4-1 in his first year. And Glasgow, coached by Jeff Garman, his 9th year, he's 75-27. Now, this is a district game. They're also in Region 1, Class 3A, District 2. And last year, the Scotties, 6-5 overall, 2-2 in the district. They did lose to Union County in the first round of the playoffs last year. My partner, Ty Bennett. Ty, watching Glasgow out here in their pregame warm-ups, look like they got a lot of weapons at wide receiver.
Good weapons at wide receiver, guys that fill out their jerseys well and match it with their athleticism and football ability. You'll see Rico Crowder, 6'3", 185. He'll be a preferred walk-on at the University of Kentucky next year. And on the other side, you'll have Jarek Martin, 6'4", 170. He's just a sophomore, John. He's got a bright future ahead of him as well.
As Glasgow, they're led by their quarterback, Easton Jesse. And Ty, looking at Easton on paper, he is both a threat to run it and throw it.
Yeah, true dual threat quarterback, and that's what you really want out of the swing tee offense you'll see from the Scotties tonight. So far this year, Easton Jesse, 47 of 73 through the air, 844 yards, 12 touchdowns to no interceptions. Very impressive there. And also 35 carries, 209 yards, 4 touchdowns on the ground. He's also the team's leading rusher.
You'll see
he's going to be a handful tonight.
You'll see a stable of backs for Glasgow. They have a plethora in that category as Gavin Neal, 28 attempts for 139 and a touchdown. You'll see Cameron Bell run it. He's ran it 17 times on the year for 131. Mason Arms, 18 attempts for 113. Allen, 10 attempts for 110. And Dylan Thomas, 14 attempts for 105 and 4 touchdowns. The big three in the receiving corps, Rico Crowder, Jarek Martin, and Cameron Bell. 14 catches for Rico, 374, 6 touchdowns. Jarek Martin, 10 catches, 193 and 2 touchdowns. Cameron Bell, 14 catches for 117. So, looking at this team, offensively, they're very good. Stay tuned. We'll have Steve Stonebreaker's comments here in just a minute. And in his pregame comments, Ty did that interview. He said that if Glasgow ever catches a football, they're going to score 60 on somebody, as he's really impressed by their athleticism.
Yeah, and it's hard not to be. This is college size for receivers, and D1 size. It's going to be tough. The Indian cornerbacks are Solomon Stonebreaker, and we believe it's going to be Jacob Lacey. We may have changes there, but they're going to have their hands full, whoever it is.
Some other pregame notes. This is the 13th meeting between these two schools since 1991. Glasgow leads that series 11-1. The teams were also district foes from 91 through 98. Adair County winning their only contest against the Scotties in 1997. Indians rebounded off their first loss of the year with a 50-28 win over Monroe County. Tonight's game in the district home opener for the Tribe. Ty shifted our focus to Adair County, set some passing records, individual yards in a game, team yards in a game, and also 9 catches for Stonebreaker. I think that's a record as far as the number of catches in one ball game.
And you couldn't ask for any better result last week offensively for the Indians. That gives you so much confidence, and it shows what the Indians can do if they execute at a high level like they did last week. So I expect a close game tonight, especially if the Indians execute like they did last week. But I believe it's going to come down to the trenches. It's going to come down, can the Indians defense play disciplined football and get stops?
Offensively, Lane Grant, he's 55 for 89. That's 62% through the air, 868 passing yards, and 9 touchdowns. He also leads the Tribe in rushing with 633 yards through 3 games, adding 10 rushing touchdowns. Set a high school record with 351 yards passing versus Monroe last week. Ty, Adair County offers a dilemma for the opposing defenses in the fact that if you put too many guys in the box, they are a threat to throw the ball. They showed that last week.
Yeah, and they have I would put Coach Stonebreaker's scheming offensively over anybody around here almost. And, when we get one-on-one matchups with Solomon Stonebreaker, it has went our way the majority of the time this year.
Jared, we're going to send it back for a 2-minute break while they play the national anthem. We'll be back in 2 minutes on the Indian Radio Network 93.5.
United Citizens Bank.
This is Matt Loy with United Citizens Bank. Although I'm very proud of all the products and services we offer, the best thing we have to offer is good, old-fashioned customer service. It may seem like banking is moving to smartphones and computers, and while we can do that too, we don't think anything can replace a firm handshake and your confidence in our word. When you think personal service and customer-first banking, think UCB. United Citizens Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Ace Hardware is the only national retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint. Now, Benjamin Moore's premium quality and huge selection of colors will be right in your neighborhood, along with the award-winning service and advice Ace has always provided for your paint projects. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their paint. Be sure to stop by Burton Ace Hardware and check out the red hot buys for the month, like the buy 2, get 1 free GE insulating foam.
Have you injured yourself playing a sport or exercising? Sports medicine experts at TJ Regional Health are trained to get you back on the road to recovery, whether you're dealing with sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, or other common injuries. Our goal is to prevent illness and injury in active individuals of all ages and help prevent future problems to maximize your performance. Find out more at tjregionalhealth.org/rehab. Patients first, team always. TJ Rehabilitation Services.
Everyone's talking about the easy way to do your banking. And the best part? It's free. The First and Farmers National Bank mobile banking app allows you the freedom to make the deposit right from your mobile device. While you're on the mobile app, you can also transfer money, pay your bills, and check your balance. If you haven't already, download the First and Farmers National Bank mobile app today. Just one more way we're putting you first. Deposit limits apply. Standard rates and fees may apply from your wireless carrier. First and Farmers National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Jeffrey's Hardware Wholesale and Electric is one of the longest-standing businesses in Columbia, opening their doors in 1893. Jeffrey's Hardware and Wholesale Electric is more than just a general hardware store. They offer PPG paint and paint supplies, a wholesale electrical department, a complete line of plumbing supplies, and much more. Visit jeffreysupply.com or stop by the shop on Jamestown Street.
Hi, this is Cameron Smith. I'm a Lindsey Wilson College student. I'm well on my way to earn in section. At LWC, I've met new people, become involved on campus, and I have loved being part of the sports program. Visit today, and you will want to make Lindsey Wilson College your new home, too. Call the admissions office at 270-384-8100 or email us at admissions@lindsey.edu.
The Adair County Marching Band just completes the national anthem and did a fantastic job as always. And Ty, beautiful night for football. We can't blame weather as an excuse. As perfect conditions, I guess as a player you'd like it a little bit cooler, but as soon as the sun goes in, I expect the temperatures to be in the low 70s and be perfect for football.
Amazing weather, John. Can't blame it on the weather tonight. Got a nice little breeze going through the press box here, and I'm ready to go.
Solomon Stonebreaker, 35 catches for 331 yards and 5 touchdowns, including 9 for 154, 2 touchdowns last week. Aiden Smith grabbing 4 touchdown receptions, and he also had 146 yards. They had 300 yards between them, Stonebreaker and Smith, last week. And Jaden Miller caught his first career touchdown pass also last week with a 54-yarder. And Ty, Adair County, Coach talks about it all the time, numbers in the box. But I think the big question tonight is, can the Indians defense slow this Scotty's offensive attack down?
Yeah, and like we said earlier, Glasgow's going to run the wing tee, same offense as Franklin Simpson, and we saw the Indians struggle a lot with it. It just puts so much pressure on especially your linebackers to be so disciplined. You can't watch the football on the wing tee. You have to watch the football because it's so much eye candy in the backfield, play action, fake jet sweeps. You've got to be really disciplined, and the Indians didn't do the best job of that against Franklin Simpson, and they ended up giving up a counter play that went for 50-plus yards and
had a 1-point lead.
With a 1-point lead. So. And
triple fours on the clock. I never will forget it. 4 minutes and 44 seconds when that play occurred. But definitely the only loss on the season, it was we had a chance to win that game against a good Franklin Simpson team.
Well, and as a coach, the best reps you can get against an offense like the wing tee is experience. And they faced a high-level wing team in Franklin Simpson. Now, Glasgow's wing tee is a little bit different. They're going to pass a ton more than Franklin Simpson did out of their wing tee. And I think that'll make it tougher on the Indians. But Indians got some valuable reps against Franklin Simpson in terms of the run game in the wing tee.
Exactly. And don't forget tonight, if you want to view the ball game and listen to us at the same time, we have a streaming channel on YouTube. You just search WAIN Radio on YouTube, and you can watch that ball game. And we'd like to thank First and Farmers National Bank for that sponsorship. They make banking that's reliably simple. Check out all their services on their website, firstandfarmers.com. We also want to thank TJ Regional Health, as myself and Ty Bennett are bringing this to you high atop Indian Stadium here in the TJ Regional Health broadcasting booth. 20 locations. TJ Regional Health promotes and provides for the health and wellness of the communities they serve. TJ Regional Health, total local care, and they care. Ty, just really quickly, let's talk about the rest of this schedule. Glasgow tonight, at Hart County Friday night, which will be another district game. Most polls have Hart County even above Glasgow, so a lot of people picked Hart County to win it. And then got Butler County at home, and then with 2 non-district games at Macquarie Central and Metcalf to finish.
Yeah, and the Indians desperately need to go 1-1 in these tonight and next week to keep themselves out of that 4 spot in the playoffs, playing District 1, which would be probably looking at Union County at this point. I don't really know much about football in that part of the state, but I know Union County was the 1 seed last year, and they're pretty tough.
Yeah, Scott's alluded to, if you can just stay out of the game, where you're playing Union, which will be the 1, if you can stay out of the 4 spot, there's some games there that they look like any of these teams, and I don't mean to take anything away from Butler, but
just on paper,
but yeah, on paper, Hart, Glasgow, and Adair, there's teams they can beat over there on that other side.
Yeah, and the big part of it is that Paducah Tillman moved up to 4A this year, so the gap between the 1 and the 4 isn't as big as it has been in the past.
Ty, we got a little time here. Let's talk about that revolving tailback spot for the Indians. We've seen different guys at different weeks. We've seen Dakota Morse. He appeared, I think, in 2 ball games. games. We saw Byron Rogers exclusively down at Franklin Simpson. We've seen Ryder Rogers, I think, up here in 2 ball games. So, Lane handles most of the carries, but who do you think gets the ball from the tailback spot tonight?
I think you're going to see a lot of Dakota Morris, and I do want to say that I think it's important. I think it's imperative tonight. We have the big 3 on offense: Lane, Grant, Solomon, Stonebreaker, Aiden Smith. We're going to have to find a 4th guy tonight. There's going to have to be a 4th guy that steps up. He doesn't have to have a career night with over 200 yards rushing, but he needs to help loosen the load on these guys tonight, because Glasgow has a lot of great athletes, and they're going to be able to key on those 3 tonight. So we're going to need a 4th guy to surprise some people tonight.
And I didn't ask Coach Stonebreaker, because you never want to talk about trick plays. They're the element of surprise, obviously. But do you look for? We saw a halfback pass down at Franklin Simpson. With the amount of athletes, maybe a little bit of a deception, maybe a good time if it is a tight game to come up with some type of trick play.
Yeah, and you don't want to get too cute. It's going to have to be the perfect situation on something like that. Now, I'm not gonna break our secrets here, but I've heard reports out of practice this week that we might have something up our sleeve here, a few things up our sleeve, but I'm not going to go into any more detail than that, though.
As Adair County prepares to take on Glasgow here. Ty, I mentioned early in the week on Sports Talk Live and Local. By the way, we're on every Wednesday night at 5 o'clock. We talk Adair County football the first 15 minutes, and then we also talk Lindsey Wilson with our colleague Chris Wells, and then we transition to college and pro at the end of that show. But we talked about this possibly could be one of the biggest crowds to ever see in a Adair County game here at Adair County Field.
Yeah, a huge crowd tonight. Of course, Little League Night's helping that in those numbers a little bit. But, this is a big game, 4-1 versus 5-0. Major district standing implications at stake tonight. So, and they're an early arriving crowd tonight against Russell. They were a little bit late arriving, and last week they were as well. I think everybody was still tailgating last week. So
I told somebody a while ago it'll be a tough place to get a seat on this side for sure. And Glasgow, we know with their tradition, they always travel, and it looks like they have traveled well tonight again. We're going to Jared at the station is going to cue. I caught up with Coach Steve Stonebreaker earlier this week, and here's what he had to say. I'm here with Coach Steve Stonebreaker as the Indians move to 4-1, and with their 50-28 win over Monroe County. And Coach, congratulations on the win. I guess we'll start with your thoughts on the game in general.
Our kids competed well once again, and we started the game well. Returned opening kickoff back for a touchdown. I think we got a turnover there, score again. We had a lot of quick scores, kind of like the Bethlehem game. We had a one-play drive or two, those kind of things. And just offensively, I thought we played really well. We did a lot of good things. I thought we controlled the line of scrimmage up front on offense. I thought our linemen, tight end guys played really well. I thought our receivers blocked well for one another as well, but they ran some good routes. Lane Grant just played terrific. I mean, just to be honest, the way that he read our passing game and our concepts, really for most plays that I called, he could not have done any better in what he was doing with his eyes and processing the information in front of him. Really proud of him, and hope that he continues to take steps there. Defensively, Monroe County, and I said it last week, I mean, they've got some athletes. They really do. And, they had an unfortunate injury to their quarterback, but he's going to be okay. Their head coach had called me the next morning, but, they put their backup quarterback in, who's a tremendous athlete, and we struggled with him a little bit as far as bringing him down with the quarterback run game. But, defensively, we came up with some big stops, and
and that was important the way we were rolling on offense.
Coach, your son Solomon, 9 catches for 154 yards. Aiden Smith, 4 catches for 146. They combined for 300. Just unbelievable performance. Lane, 14 for 19, 351. I don't know. We've been seeing a lot of run pass option type stuff, but Lane seemed really comfortable just dropping back and finding his receivers in that game.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, like I said, he read really well, and if you do that from the quarterback position in this offense, we got a chance. We really do. And, he did a really good job with it. We did throw the ball. We threw more, true passing stuff against Monroe than we had previously, just because, number one, he was having a good night with it. Number two, they were giving us a lot of things, and I knew they would struggle with a lot of switch releases, and we just gave them a ton of switch releases because they hadn't seen that before, and we had guys running down the field wide open, and fortunately Lane, was on top of his reads and was able to get people the football. And Jaden Miller, great catch for his big play touchdown, and like you mentioned, Aiden had a couple as well.
Coach, I got the 2 questions. I'll combine them into one. Just previewing Glasgow and what are our keys to beating Glasgow? I know they got a lot of good athletes. They're undefeated. Got a good tradition down there. So kind of a 2-part question. Preview them and what do we have to do to beat those guys?
Well, I mean, the first thing is we can't beat ourselves. That's the first part of it. We can't have a ton of turnovers. We can't have a ton of silly penalties. We can't have a ton of missed tackles where we're in position to make tackles. We got to take advantage of their mistakes. If we get a chance to have interceptions in our hand or get down on a fumble, if they lose the football, in a game like this, you've got to be able to do that a little bit. So, that would be the second one. The third one is, honestly, we need some help a little bit. I mean, I'll tell you this, after watching them on film, they have not caught the football consistently. If they ever catch the football consistently, they're going to score 60 on somebody. And it would have to be Cal or somebody to not score 60 on them in 3A because they have a ton of athletes, but have not caught the ball really well. So, that's one thing we need to just take advantage of if they're out of position defensively or we got them outmaneuvered. We just got to be able to take advantage of some of those things when the moment strikes.
Coach, great atmosphere last week. I keep saying the crowds are huge. They introduced the unveiling of the Hall of Fame. I thought was a nice addition. Look for a huge crowd this week. Are we calling for any kind of white out or blue out or red out or anything like that?
I haven't heard anything like that. I know they did a luau theme last week, so I don't know what they have planned this week, but I know it's going to be youth night, so those guys will be recognized. So we'll have a lot of our young Indian players out here and their parents. So, yeah, I think it'll be another big crowd.
Yeah, big crowd. Coach, anybody out this week?
Well, Toma Miller, we're still waiting on an official word on Toma.
Looked like a knee from the box.
Yeah, it was a knee injury. Unfortunately, I think it's probably going to be serious. We just haven't got the bona fide word on that yet. But that would be a key loss for us. Toma's somebody who rotates in and plays a key role for us on the defensive side of the ball, and he's on every kicking game unit imaginable. So, that's a big loss for us to lose an athletic kid like that you can count on in multiple positions and multiple spots and that kind of thing. But, everybody else should be ready to go.
Coach, best of luck against the Scotties, and we'll be back with kickoff here on the Indian Radio Network 93.5. John Shelley along with Ty Bennett, and we're approximately 10 minutes from kickoff as the Indians set to host the Glasgow Scotties. And Ty, you mentioned it earlier, the Scotties are in their powder blue tonight, the light blue with the white jerseys and the powder blue helmets. Adair County in the royal blue helmets with the red jerseys and the white pants.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about the mismatch blue, John, for Glasgow? The royal blue blue helmet with the powder blue pants. I'm not so sure about it. I'm big on powder blue, though.
Yeah, I mean, as long as we can find some numbers out there, and these light numbers on these jerseys, these powder blue jerseys they're tough to find, and so we'll do the very best we can as a crowd starts to come in here tonight. And Coach said it on the pregame show. It is a Little League night tonight, or youth football night. I know he's excited about the youth football of Adair County, and Ty, it won't be long. This season will be over, and you got to grow players, from the ground up.
And people just think that, a lot of these high school coaches just make these guys into great players. It starts in Little League. You start with the hammering the fundamentals in Little League and get to where it's just ingrained in these kids, fundamental football and fundamental tackling. So that's where it starts. If you want to turn around a high school football program or any sport, really, it starts in Little League.
Ty's going to start talk about this Adair County offense a little bit as they're off to a 4-1 start. Ty, let's talk about first that offensive line, and then we'll get to the skill guys.
Yeah, a three-headed monster on offensive line. Trevez Taylor, Hayden Bennett, Blake White, all three seniors. They really set the tone this season in the trenches for the Indians. They're going to get their toughest test by far tonight in the trenches against this Glasgow front. Cam Johnson at D tackle for Glasgow. He's got a great football pedigree. His dad, I believe, played at Tennessee in the late 90s, early 2000s, I believe. I'm correct in saying that. But that's where it's going to start tonight, I believe. You're going to have to have sustained drives and keep the ball out of this high-powered Glasgow offense's hands, and going to have a lot of pressure on Lane Grant and Solomon Stonebreaker. Lane tied for 4th in 3A in rushing touchdowns, 5th in 3A in passing yards. Solomon Stonebreaker 2nd in 3A in reception yards per game, and he's also tied for 4th in the state with 35 receptions on the year.
And an interesting wrinkle, the Indians have the youth players run out of the tunnel with them, and I think that's a really nice gesture to youth football. I know those young men had to be really excited about that, Ty.
Oh, yeah. I bet that a lot of smiles on the faces of those little guys being able to run out to Enter Sandman, shades of Virginia Tech out here. Not as much hype from the crowd, I don't think.
Ty, let's talk a little bit about some of these names you'll be hearing for Glasgow. They do have a preferred walk-on. It's going to University of Kentucky, Rico Crowder at wide receiver. They've also got Cameron Bell out there, Jarek Martin. They'll throw to Gavin Neal. Gavin will carry it a lot. Easton Jesse at quarterback will carry it a lot. And Dylan Thomas also at that wide receiver spot. A lot of weapons.
Yeah, and we talked a lot about the weapons. What we haven't talked about is our big offensive line. All 5 starting linemen are seniors. Only 2 missed a game last year, and they only missed 1 at that. So a lot of time given to Easton Jesse and room for these running backs.
We're 15 seconds from kickoff as Adair County is going to get the football. They'll be going right to left on your dial as the crowd is on their feet. Both teams are up. Stonebreaker, we saw him return a touchdown last week to start the Monroe County game, is back deep. Also, Aiden Smith is back deep. Thomas moves on the football. Here's a low line drive out of bounds, and it goes out of bounds, and that'll be a penalty, and that'll move the ball up to the 35-yard line. That's where the Indians will take over. So, Ty, can't complain with the field position here early. It looked like a very similar kickoff that the Indians have, where they squirm it down there to about the 30.
Yeah, and I could tell the way the kicker was set up that it wasn't going deep. He wasn't back far enough to get himself any momentum. I believe Aiden Smith might have actually fallen on that football before it went out of bounds. That was not a great decision early. It only cost them 3 yards, but the Indians will start 1st and 10 on their own 32-yard line.
Okay, so they ruled that Aiden did fall on it before it went out of bounds. Of course, you can't really blame Aiden there because, as Ty said, that's a live football. Okay, Indians on the 32. Grant, he's in the gun. He's got 3 wide receivers and an up back. Kablintz, Lane's going to carry it. He's across the 35 to about the 37, 38-yard line. A medium gain on first down, just a quarterback draw, Ty.
Yeah, and if that's an early indication of what Coach Stonebreaker wants to do, that was an empty backfield there, getting as many guys out of the box as possible and letting Lane Grant use his excellent vision that he has running the football.
We've seen when Lane runs a football, they put Kablintz up in the up back spot and kind of in the slot up there behind the guard, and he acts as another blocker. He's got a back there with him. That's Morris. He's getting the play from the sideline. 4 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Nobody in motion. Grant looks down in his wristband, checks it out, and the back judge raises his hand. The clock's under 5. Here's a short pass that's complete, and that's going to go to Stonebreaker. Give Stonebreaker about 8 yards on the catch, just a stop route over next to the sideline, and that'll move it across the 45 to the 47-yard line.
And that's been a money play for this offense all year, John. Just a little 10-yard hitch route over to the sideline, and a great job by Solomon to get his hands underneath that one and make that catch.
So just a little simple route to get Lane some confidence here as he completes his first pass. Adair County in an odd formation here. They got 2 wide receivers, kind of a bunch look.
Oh, and Aiden's not looking.
Aiden wasn't looking. And that play didn't start off well as Aiden wasn't sure where he was lined up, Ty. He took an extra step right before the snap. So some confusion there on first down. The ball went right over Aiden's ear, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
The Indians don't need to put themselves behind the lines or behind the chains or even with the chains on first down. Surprised we didn't get a run right there.
Stonebreaker, he's isolated on the left. Jarek Martin gets the assignment. Morris, he's going to
got one-on-one. Jarek Martin on Solomon Stonebreaker right here.
Move out in the slot. And Stonebreaker, he's looking down at that paper. Grant now.
No safety.
So Adair County, they're audibling into something else. Lane, there's a quarterback run around the right side. He's got a good gain. He fights all the way up past the 50 in Glasgow territory at about the 46-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and about medium, say 5 yards to go.
Indians doing a great job early of moving the ball against this stout Glasgow defense. 6th in the state in points allowed per game at 9.6. That's 2nd in 3A. They're also 3rd in 3A in rushing yards allowed, only 61 per game.
So Adair County 3rd and medium. Could be 4 down territories. They're across midfield. Grant, he's in the gun. He's going to run it around the right end. In Glasgow, they've stacked a box, and he's not going anywhere. Maybe give him a yard. As that play, Lane wanted to go up inside, but he cut it to the outside, and it's going to be 4th down. And a big call here. What do we do here, Ty Bennett? Just across a 50. If you don't get it, you're going to give Glasgow very good field position.
I believe we're going to punt. I believe that's our punt. Well, no, it might not be.
Adair County with some subs. Morris comes out. Lacey comes in the ball game. 5 wide receivers.
Yep. Now watch a deep pass right here, John, and in worst case, if you do throw a pick, it's like a punt. So
he spread the Scotties out. 5 wide receivers, 4th and about 3. Grant drops straight back to throw. Lane, he scrambles out of the pocket. He's got first down yardage. He's across the 40.
Hold on.
He's going to get ahead to about the 37-yard line, maybe the 36. And Lane just didn't have any receivers. I thought the offensive line did a nice job at giving him a shell pocket there with pass blocking, Ty, and allowed him to step up in there and find the crease.
Yeah, and I believe what that was just a one-read pass play, and if that read wasn't there, he's going to run it, and he did a great job of reading that there.
Here's a pass to Stonebreaker. He's tackled immediately by number 34, which is
Max Lee. Outside linebacker, D-end. 6 tackles on the year, makes that 7 after that one.
1 yard gain as Stonebreaker. That was a design run after catch. And give Lee a lot of credit. He broke down and made a good fundamental tackle. You can also see that Adair County, they're waiting to that back judge raises his hand, Ty, to snap the football. So they're trying to slow tempo here a little bit.
Yeah, and that's going to be important tonight for them to own time of possession, take a little bit of pressure off that defense.
There's Grant. Here's a pass across the middle. Smith, he makes the catch. He's hit right in his tracks, but does fall forward to the 29-yard line. Number 8, Thomas, on the tackle. That's a medium gain. It's going to set up 3rd and 3. So this is definitely 4-down territory here for the Indians as they approach the red zone here. 8:03 to go. So this first drive is eating some clock, Ty.
Yep, and I would look out for Solomon Stonebreaker right here. I believe Glasgow's going to send a little pressure. They might be looking for a Lane Grant run right here. Let's see if we get that little hitch play with Solomon Stonebreaker.
Lane, he's back in the gun. It's a quarterback draw the whole way. Lane, he cuts it up inside. He's across the 25.
Should have enough there.
And he gets shoved back and slammed to the ground. But I think that's going to be enough to move the chains. That's going to be a first down at Adair County, and we want to thank our first down sponsor, as it would be impossible on every first down, but that's Columbia Pharmacy. They're more than just a pharmacy. They're locally owned. They're your family. Check out their Flavor X machine as they're on Burkesville Road. And it's going to be a first down at Adair County. Impressive first drive at the 24-yard line. Grant. Morse is back there with him. He's in the gun. And that's going to be offsides against Glasgow. And Ty, I'm going to ask you, was that call from the sideline?
I believe it was. And a great timing for it from Coach Stonebreaker. And that's one thing that's kind of hampered Glasgow defensively this year. They're not the most disciplined team. And I think it's on the Indians.
They're going to give
the Indians aren't the most disciplined team either. Well, as I make that point, our penalties have been. So
Glasgow, they had an interior lineman to cross the line of scrimmage, but they're going to rule that Adair County drew them offside. So it's going to be a procedure. It'll be 1st and 15, as we didn't see the movement, but the official was right there on it. Here's Grant. He's in the gun. Morse, he's going to split out to the right. That's going to produce 4 wide receivers. Kablintz is in the up back spot. Now Stonebreaker goes in motion. He's in the slot. Grant with a long count. Here's a snap. Here's a pass to Stonebreaker, and it's behind him, and that's incomplete. It's about a 5-yard stop play. Jarrett Martin in on the coverage. It'll be 2nd and 15 from the 29.
Dangerous pass right there, John. You want to put that on the receiver's outside shoulder, outside hand, and Lane threw it inside, and it's great. It's good that Solomon Stonebreaker got a hand on that ball to bat it down, or it was going right to Jarrett Martin for what I think would have been a pick 6.
So this is what Adair County wanted to stay out of. This is 2nd and long. They are inside the Glasgow 30. The ball's at the 29. Kablintz, he's in the slot. Morse, he's back there with Lane. 4 wide receivers. Now, Adair County's got a man in motion. They're going to hand it to him. That's Aiden Smith around the left end, and that play's going to go for about 2 yards, just short of the 25. It was an end around, and it's going to set up 3rd and very long.
Yeah, and with Glasgow's size and athleticism and quickness on defense, it's going to be really hard to get those slow developing boundary plays going for the Indians tonight. We saw it earlier with Lane Grant trying to get to the edge. If we don't do an excellent job of setting the edge tonight, we're not going to get anything outside the tackles.
We've seen a much more hurry-up offense from the Indians this year, but they're not huddling. They're just taking their time. This is all part of the strategy. Try to keep that explosive Glasgow offense off the field. Big play in this game. 3rd, and we're going to call it 13. Grant, he's in the pistol.
Don't have to get it all right here.
And they're going to go timeout. Yep. So it's going to be timeout Indians. We got a sponsor for that.
We got a sponsor for everything, John.
We do.
You know it.
And we'd like to thank Kane Auto Supply. That's Napa Auto Parts, Kane Auto Supply. And this timeout is brought to you by them in Columbia. They are a source for quality automotive parts for your car or truck. They also use stick tools, equipment, and many other items for cars, heavy-duty trucks, boats, RVs, and tractors. As 3rd and 13. Ty, you know, what you're looking for here is you're looking to get, you don't have to get it all here. You need to get, if you can get half of it here to get yourself in a position. You can't punt the football. That do you no good. And we don't have a kicker, so it's obviously 4-down territory.
Yeah, and out of the timeout, I expect Glasgow to have a spy on Lane Grant right here. And they're going to force us to throw it right here. I'd say you'll see a little bit of man coverage right here. And see if we might, depending on, I want to see where Aiden Smith lines up. We might get a little seam right by Aiden Smith right here, right down the seam.
They got Koblenz. He's lined up at tight end. Lacey's on this side. They got all the action, the big guns to the right. They got Stonebreaker also in the backfield. Grant, straight back to throw. Here's a wheel route to Solomon.
Yes,
and great coverage by Glasgow. Number 19, as I don't have a name with that number on their defense. So number 19 in on the coverage as they're going to force a 4th down. It was a wheel route out of the backfield. Glasgow sniffed it out. You know, when Stonebreaker lines up back there, he never lines up back there. That was, I think they smelled a rat there.
Yeah, for all you beginning football coaches, if there's a guy that's a wide receiver and he lines up for the first time all year in the backfield, it's probably going to him.
So we got timeout Glasgow as they're going to think about it here. 4th and 13. We're going to send it back to the station for a 30-minute break. This is the opening drive. There's no score here at Adair County. We'll be back on the Indian Radio Network.
Do you have a business? Are you running for an office? Maybe you've just got a kid in sports. No matter what you've got going on in your life, Hot Print Screen Printing and Embroidery's got a service or product you need. We've got a large selection of pre-printed items available in our storefront that you can just walk in and buy anytime, including Adair County Indian shirts, Adair County band shirts, and Columbia, Kentucky apparel. So come on by and check out all the great services and products available at Hot Print Screen Printing and Embroidery, or call us anytime Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Let us put our experience to work for you.
Sorry for the language there.
Yeah, we've got some 4th and 13. Grant, straight back to throw. Here's Smith. Here's a halfback throwback, and Lane can't handle it.
Oh, John. That could have been a touchdown.
It was a sweep throwback, a sweep to Aiden Smith, throw it back. So a trick play on 4th and 13 does not work, and that's going to go over on downs to Glasgow here, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Screaming while I'm coming through here. You know, while I'm trying to announce, I don't need to screaming. If they want to do the radio, they go up top or somewhere else.
Glasgow, they take over on downs.
And they don't appreciate his language up here either.
Easton Jesse, he's in the gun. They're going to hand off to Rico Crowder around left end. He's got room. He's across the 50. It's a foot race, and Rico gets knocked out of bounds at the Adair County between the 35 and 30. It was just a sweep. Ty, we've seen teams pick on that left side of the Adair County defensive line. That'll be the Indians' right side. Teams going to their left, and there was nobody there.
Yeah, and not only was there nobody there, they did an excellent job of pull blocking. They had a left tackle or a left guard out there leading the way for Rico Crowder, and he showed excellent patience and vision to let his blockers to get set up.
Jesse, here's a pass to number 14 around the left end.
Guys.
And he gets hit right in the mouth. Aiden Smith jarred him. That's Jarrett
Ryder Rogers.
Oh, it was Ryder Rogers.
No, it actually wasn't Ryder's 22. It was Crowdus.
Sean Crowdus in on that tackle. I apologize as Jarrett Martin was jarred there as that play goes for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Scotties. Here's Jesse. He's in the gun. Thomas goes in motion. And here's an end around to Thomas, and he's tackled by number 33. That's Timmy Strevel. And that's going to be a loss on the play.
Great recognition right there by Timmy Strevel. He's done a great job all year. He's the Indians' leading tackler coming into the night, and he's been impressive all year.
Let's go, Indians.
So it's going to be third down, and we're going to call it. He lost a half a yard, so we're going to call it 3rd and 10.5 for Glasgow. The ball's on the 36.
Crowder's going one-on-one at the top of the screen. We're not on, well, I guess on the stream we are.
Straight back
there
to
he
throw.
goes.
Throws it to Crowder, and he drops it. He didn't have the first down. He would have been short. Stonebreaker was on the coverage. It was just an out route, and they were looking for run after catch, but he couldn't handle it, and that'll set up 4th down for Glasgow. And I don't see a punt unit coming on the field.
With the weapons they have, I probably wouldn't punt it either, John, to be honest with you.
So a 4th and just a little longer than 10. Glasgow.
Indians can't forget about Easton Jesse right here with his rushing ability.
With his
leading rusher for the Scotties.
Thomas goes in motion. Jesse straight back to throw. They got receivers running down the field everywhere.
He's locked
Jesse,
on one. He had somebody. He's still
throws it to Jarek Martin in the flat.
And he's going to score a touchdown.
Gets a great block, and they're going to get a hold. And that hold is on number 9. That's Cameron Bell.
Touchdown, but there is a flag on the play.
Bring that one back as Adair County gets a huge break. Jesse, Adair County rushed forward. They had no pressure on him. Jesse scrambled to his right. Jarek Martin, who had leaked out of coverage into the flat, had a touchdown, but bring it back. That's a hold. And
Indians need to take advantage of that break. It is a spot foul, so Glasgow will net gain yards on the play. It's going to be about 4th and 3, 4th and 2.
4th and 2. So they say this thing occurred way down the field. They say it occurred at the 18, so spotted at the 28 after the 10-yard mark off. So the Indians get another shot on 4th down to stop the Scotties.
Going to go under center here.
Scotties line up in their jumbo package. Adair County with 4 down linemen. The 2 linebackers, Strevel and Rogers, creeping up in the box. Jesse, he turns, he fakes the handoff. He's around left end. Adair County's got a shot.
Hold on to him.
And it's going to be close.
It's spotted short. He spotted it short. Really, big stand right there.
It's really, really close. The side judge was right on it.
Yep.
Jesse,
defense is coming off. That's a great stop right there, John.
Jesse, he was about 4 yards short. Give him credit. His extra effort. He tried to lean to the marker, but an Adair County Indian mopped it up right there at the end and didn't allow him to extend the football. So that'll be a turnover on downs. And with 3:45 to go here in this first quarter, there's no score.
Yeah, and I would be shocked if Glasgow gets another shot in the first quarter right here. I'd say you're going to see a lot of patience from Coach Stonebreaker and his play calling, and we're going to try to put together a sustained drive that we had going pretty well last time.
Adair County with a great march down the field in their first drive, but turned it over on downs. Ball spotted at the 28, their own 28. As Adair County's audibling out of it, the back judge's hand goes up, so we're under 5 seconds. Lane, straight back to throw, quarterback draw. He's got room across the 35, and it looked like a late hit. Looked like a pile on there, but no call. Give Lane a medium gain up to the 35. Give him 34, 6-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 4, Ty.
Man, that's not the one guy I want piling on me late, John. That's number 76. I believe that is Chris Duncan, I believe is his last name. 5'6", 294, rather large guy.
It was an odd inning. It's actually a play where kids get hurt. They wrapped Lane's legs up, and he kind of fell awkwardly, funny backwards, and then this young man came piling on. Lane straight back to throw.
He's got to get those throws up.
He hops it to Aiden Smith. It was
just in a little bit too much of a hurry. Didn't have his hands on the. You're not going to throw your hands on the laces with that pass, but you got to get your hands situated and set your feet and get some power behind that one. Lane nosedived on him.
He was wide open right at the sticks. The ball just didn't get there. It'll be 3rd down and 4 after the 6-yard gain on 1st down, the incomplete pass on 2nd down.
A little interesting substitution here. Ryder Rogers comes in for Dakota Morris. I've never seen this formation in my life.
So Adair County's in an odd formation. They've got split backs on either side. Now they've got two backs on the right. So this is a really strange formation. Lane straight back to throw. It's a quarterback runs. He's got blockers on the right side. Lane, he's going to have the first down, I think. Depends on the spot. And yes, right at the 40-yard line. What those two guys were lined up to the right of Lane, it was just a sweep. It was just a quarterback sweep with two lead blockers.
He's setting up his lead blockers. Coach Stonebreaker, they were originally on Lane's left side. Coach Stonebreaker saw something upstairs, was relayed to him through his headset, and he moved him to the right, and that's where Lane took it, right behind Ryder Rogers and Malin Koblenz for a big Indian first down.
It's the first coach that I've witnessed as being the radio guy where adjustments are made after the defense is lined up. Even our kids are in their stance. They're making adjustments. Here's a pass to Stonebreaker, and he's going to get about 6 yards as Bell was right there on the stop. Excuse me, that's Jarek Martin in on the stop, but give Stonebreaker about 6 yards. And again, Adair County staying ahead of the chains, Ty.
Yeah, and that's going to be huge all night tonight. And that shows you the trust they have in Jarek Martin. He's going to be shadowing Solomon all night, and that's a big task.
Here's a go
we got a guy wide open. He stopped running. And he stopped running. He sure did.
And Aiden misjudged it.
And Coach Stonebreaker just spiked his playbook, and he should have. That's on Aiden right there. He stopped his route. That would have been 6.
It was a switch route with Jaden Miller and Glasgow, both their defenders. It was a blown coverage. They jumped the switch on the short out, and it was a seam route from the slot. And Aiden was running. There wasn't a Glasgow Scotty within 15 yards of him. And, Lane led him, and he looked like it was going to be an easy touchdown, but he kind of quit running and misjudged it. And so, therefore, we're 3rd and medium. Ball's at the 40.
You right here. Got to make the next play, John.
Got to play the next play. Ball's at the 45-yard line as the play comes in from the sideline. And they're going to get a
delay of game
or the delay of game.
That's tough after a play like that.
And the ball was snapped right as the flag came out. So again, I lobby our school.
Now, hold on, John. We may have had a timeout.
Let's see.
Somebody called a timeout.
I believe there was a timeout granted prior to the penalty. So hold the phones here. It's still going to be 3rd and medium. Ty, again, if anybody can do anything about this, Adair County needs the play clocks in the end zone. Yep. Number one, they dress the field up and they're classy looking. Number two, in a game like this where the Adair County's running the clock down to the desperate last seconds, trying to shorten the game, it helps your quarterback to look down there and see actually time on the clock.
And he definitely can't hear the guy counting down, the back judge counting down either. So
I got to give the back judge credit. He raises his hand at 5 seconds, and then he starts. It's similar to
like a basketball 10-second count.
It's similar to a basketball official counting to 10 before you cross the time stripe, or a 5 count where the officials with the arm signal. But again, it's going to be 3rd and 5. So Ty will have to see who got that time. I've been Adair County's credited with that timeout. 3rd and 5. Grant's in the gun. He's got Morse back there with him. We haven't seen Morris handle the football yet tonight. It's been all Lane. Stonebreaker, he's in the slot. Miller, he's wide left. Aiden Smith on the other side. Stonebreaker goes in motion. Here's the snap. Lane straight back to throw. He's got all day. He's looking deep down the sideline. Stonebreaker's in double coverage, and it's incomplete. Glasgow with great coverage down the field. It was incomplete at the 20-yard line, so it was a long route, and it's going to set up 4th and 4.
It was always going to be a tough completion there, double coverage on Solomon Stonebreaker. Lane did the right thing. You throw it to the outside shoulder, and if either Solomon can go up and make the catch or it's going to go out of bounds, and just happened to go out of bounds there.
Grant, he's in punt formation. Adair County's on their own side of the 50 at the 45. Jarek Martin is deep for Glasgow. Here's Grant. He got a high snap. He's trying to get to the corner.
He's got it. He's got a lot. He's got a lot.
He's at the 40. He's at the 30. Spin move. He's going to be taken down at the 25. No flags on the play.
What a spin move right there, John.
I really don't think. I think that was improv, because I don't think it was a called fake. I think the snap was high, and Lane thought the punt was going to get
major
blocked.
Penetration right there.
Major penetration, and he just freelanced there, and he took off, and got to give him credit, all the way down to the 25-yard line. So that is a 30-yard gain on 4th down in punt formation. Adair County runs their offense back on the field, and we see an elated Steve Stonebreaker on the sideline as he's fired up about that one.
That might have made up for that Aiden Wilson drop touchdown, maybe.
5 wide receivers. Adair County spread out. Grant straight back to throw, and then now he's going to take off running, and he's got short
don't
game.
Fumble right here.
Ty help me, 25 in on the tackle for the Scotties.
That's their leading tackler. That's Mason Arms. Led him in tackling last year, and already with 41 tackles, along with 3 sacks. He leads 3A in tackles so far.
Give him 3 yards on that first down carry. It'll be 2nd down and 7 as the Indians are slow and methodical as they creep to the line of scrimmage. All hats looking toward that sideline. Steve Stonebreaker, he's got a tablet over there. He's signaling in the play. The Indians have a wristband, so it's a wristband system. Now they all look down. 48 seconds, so we're basically at the end of the first quarter here. No score out of Adair County if you just joined us. Here's a snap. Lane. He tries to run the left side, and they're stacking the box. That's 53 in on the stop.
We'll probably take it to the quarter right here, I believe, John.
53 for Glasgow. Try to get you a name. Yeah,
Cam Johnson.
Cam Johnson in on the stop. And
4 sacks on the year, and he got major penetration in the backfield there. He's 4th in 3A in sacks, but he got himself a tackle for loss there. A lot to deal with right there. 6'3", 272. And
the clock is going to hit 0 here at the end of the first quarter. No score. Adair County's had the football twice. They've been down almost to the red zone. They're approaching the red zone now. But when we come back after the break for the second quarter, we need to get this read in. And I apologize to Barger Insurance, as I got a lot going on up here tonight. The first half is brought to you by Barger Insurance Company. Let them help you proudly protect and insure Kentucky farmers, individuals, and businesses. They've been doing it since 1929. Visit their website, bargerins.com. And we'll be back in 30 seconds on the Indian Radio Network.
Everyone's talking about the easy way to do your banking. And the best part? It's free. The First and Farmers National Bank mobile banking app allows you the freedom to make the deposit right from your mobile device. While you're on the mobile app, you can also transfer money, pay your bills, and check your balance. If you haven't already, download the First and Farmers National Bank mobile app today. Just one more way we're putting you first. Deposit limits apply. Standard rates and fees may apply from your wireless carrier. First and Farmers National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Barger Insurance first half, bargerins.com. And we'd like to say that, Gene, if you were here, United Citizens Bank's got free meal over here. They got free hot dogs. And if anybody over there, it's got the radio turned on, I could use a snack at halftime.
Yeah, I'd love a dog or two as well if y'all could send one up here.
But don't go away at halftime. We got a special guest for you. Not only will we have all the stats for you, we'll have Darren Breeze, the head basketball coach at Adair County. He'll come in to say a few words. Also, assistant coach Daniel Hedges, he's got a couple messages he'd like to say. So all that'll be at halftime, so stay tuned. Grant, back to throw. Now he's going to roll out to his left. Throws back against his body, and
what a catch.
Stonebreaker catches it. Man, I don't know how he caught
toes
that.
Over there, John.
He was tight roping the sideline. It looked like Aiden Smith was in the vicinity. And let's see where they spotted. Now they're moving the chains. That's a first down. And scoreboard update tonight. We'd like to thank Adair County PVA Landon Edwards and his staff, he loves helping taxpayers of Adair County. That scores nothing. Indians move the chains on the 14. They can get a first down without scoring. Glasgow, they got 4 down linemen. Now they're going to creep the 2 linebackers up in the box. Looks like they're coming with some pressure. Grant, he's going to audible as Coach Stonebreaker resets the offense.
Miller won't run it against this type of box, surely.
There's a handoff to Morris around the left side. Morris, he cuts back inside.
Great cut right there.
And he's going to get a medium gain. And
that's the first time the Indians have ran it against heavy box so far, and Dakota Morris had to grind for that 3 yards he just gained.
And that was his first carry of the ball game. That's the first carry out of the tailback spot for the Indians. It's been quarterback draw all night. Throwing the football and quarterback draw. Keeping it into the hands of their best runner. That's Lane Grant.
John, I'm sure you'll agree with me. If you were going to write up a script on how Adair County was going to be in this game with a chance to win it, these long sustained drives is what you want to do right here. And they've owned time of possession. I don't have the exact numbers so far.
Very key that the Indians get some points here. They've milked the clock. And now they're down in scoring territory. Lane Grant around the left side. He's got room. He's at the 5.
He stretched it out.
He stretched it out. Touchdown. That's a touchdown as the side official. What a great move by Lane. He looked like he was going to be stopped at about the 8-yard line, and he put that old patented spin move on him, Ty. He likes to plant and spin back, and when he got close to the goal line, he extended the football, and that's just a football play.
Yeah, and that's the little things like having the awareness to stretch the ball out when you're that close and you know it's going to be close at the goal line. And it looks like, John, we might be going for 2.
Yeah, Aiden Smith does check in the ball game, but
no offense to Aiden, I kind of understand.
Aiden's going to be at a wide out here, and that's a Breath of Grace Wellness touchdown. 11+ years of experience. Breath of Grace Wellness is honored to walk the journey with you. They offer individual, family, and group counseling from a faith-based perspective. Adair County, they're in the gun.
And a false start here.
No, we got offsides on Glasgow.
Yeah, that was it in our backfield.
I know that was a preliminary call. Is he was saying offsides.
I'll take it.
Offsides. Glasgow. So, yeah, we'll move it closer.
The distance.
And
move it up about 3 inches.
This Breath of Grace Wellness, they offer individual, family, and group counseling from a faith-based perspective. Visit their website, breathofgracewellness.com. And Adair County gets a gift here. We want to wish Jackson McQuarrie a happy 15th birthday tonight.
Happy birthday, Jack.
If he's listening, Jack, big sports fan here in Adair County. Here's Lane, quarterback draw up inside. I think he's got it. Yes, he's got it easily. He goes in untouched. He runs right in behind those 2 that big left guard and left tackle, Hayden Bennett and Trevez Taylor, and that's big as the Indians now go up 8-0 in this football game.
Can't write any better start for the Indians. Massive defensive stop, and the Indians capitalize on it in the next drive. So
you look at it right here. Getting the points was crucial with Stonebreaker's strategy here. You can't run the clock down and milk the clock if you're behind.
Yeah.
Now they go up by 8. It makes this defensive possession even bigger, Ty.
Yeah, and it also forces Glasgow to pass the ball, and you're playing into your strength right there of your defense. So we've got ball hawks back there. Aiden Smith, I believe he's tied for 3rd or 2nd. Let me see. Let me find my notes here. Tied for 2nd in the state in interceptions on the year with 3. So let's see what Coach Cross has dialed up here on defense.
Adair County with 10:58 to go in the second quarter. They take an 8-0 lead here at Indian Field. And, I'm sure we're going to see the same thing we've seen all year, just a squib down here close to the sidelines to force Glasgow to keep it to one side, maybe even kick it out of bounds. Lane, here's a kick to the sideline, and yes, he just kicked it purposely out of bounds, and it's right at the 33, so they'll take over to 35. And I think that's what Coach Stonebreaker said, hey, with our defense, we don't want to get burnt with a big play in special teams. Drive it down the field now.
Yeah, you don't want the Rico Crowder touching the ball on a kickoff with room to run. So I think that's a great idea.
is Coach Stonebreaker. He gets in this defensive huddle. It's Coach Cross's defense, but he's in the huddle right now okay, we got a re-kick. So we kicked it out of bounds, so they have the option. They can make you re-kick. So
they're going to back us up 5 yards.
They're going to back us up 5. That's Glasgow's option. They can either take it to 35 or back you up. And
don't kick it to the right side here. Do not kick it to number 1. Let's kick it to whoever else that is over there. I think that's number 4. That is Gavin Neal, the running back.
Grant.
Yep, that's who we're going to get. No,
Rico Crowder. He goes over and takes the ball from Neal.
Not good.
He's across the right side, and Kablintz makes the tackle right before he gets to midfield. And so Glasgow kind of forces the hand of the Indians. Hey, you've got to kick it to us, or we're just going to keep backing you up every time. And Glasgow is going to have much better field position at their own, looks like 48-yard line, Ty Bennett.
Yep, and that first kickoff went out of bounds about the 39. So they gained about 10 yards and it looks like 9 yards, making us re-kick.
And don't forget, if you want to watch this game, you just go to YouTube on your internet. Go to YouTube. WAIN Radio. The game will be streamed right there. Here's a handoff to number 4. That is Gavin Neal. And he gets a minimal game. Trevez Taylor and Ryder Rogers look like, that's Deshaun Crowdis are in on the stop. Give him 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Scotties. And Ty, this is their second possession. We're 10 minutes to go before halftime, and Glasgow's had the football. This is their second time.
Yeah, I think a lot of Glasgow's offense is based on momentum, so got to get something going from scratch if you're the Scotties.
Jesse got to tackle guys Crowder, and he breaks it, and he's got one man to beat. And now Adair County's got him surrounded, but he keeps breaking tackles. Aiden Smith and White finally get him down, but not before he gets to the inside the 15. They're going to spot it at about the 11. Indians had him back here. For a no gain, and he broke 2 tackles.
There's a reason Coach Stoops and Vince Marrow and the staff at UK wanted him as a preferred walk-on. That was great playmaking ability. The only person I remember with that kind of ability was Malachi Corley at Campbellsville a few years, John, and he's going to be playing on Sundays next year.
Absolutely. 9:54 to go. Glasgow threatening, but they trail 8-0 here on the Indian Radio Network. Jesse, he's in the gun. He's going to hand it to Neal this time on the right side, and he's going nowhere. As Deshaun Crowdis, he's been very active tonight. We've been calling his name. He comes from that left outside linebacker spot all the way to the other side of the field and makes a really good play.
Yeah, and I believe that was either Trevez Taylor or Blake White over there on that DN spot. Let me see who it was.
That's White over there.
Blake White did a great job of really not letting Glasgow set that edge. Just keep extending that play to the sideline. And Neal tried to cut it up. There wasn't a hole there really to speak of, but he tried to cut it up and slipped. So great job there by Blake White.
Second, he lost one. Second, we're going to call it 11. Bell goes in motion. He's going to get the little pitch. That's actually a completed pass. And
he might have got in. He was close.
Very close. It'll depend on where that knee was. He didn't get in, but he's probably going to have a first down. As number 54 gets up hobble for Glasgow, try to get you a number.
That's the right guard, Frankie Cianci.
He's hurt, and they're going to spot it a little short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and a long yard. And
Glasgow can get a first down without scoring right here.
Yeah,
I don't know where the spot is.
The yard line is on the 1, so the football is on the 3. They've got to get 2 yards. We're going to call it 2. I said 1. It's a long one to get the first down. And
I think we're going to see Easton Jesse right here pretty soon, if not this play right here.
Tyler, we're going to see an all-out jailhouse blitz right here. Adair County will be in goal line here. 2 downs for Glasgow.
It wouldn't hurt. Make Easton Jesse move his feet a little bit, not let him set his feet and throw to Rico Crowder, because that's probably who they're going to be throwing to right here.
Glasgow are going to line up Crowder out here. He's one-on-one with Stonebreaker. They got a full house backfield. Jesse with the quarterback sneak, and
he got pulled backwards.
Travis Taylor met him right in the hole.
He got one, maybe. He didn't get the first down.
I don't know that he got the first down. Travis Taylor met him. There was a quarterback
He pulled him backwards. Had the presence of mind to pull him backwards.
Not only did he pull him backwards, he handled that left guard, who's 6 foot 280, and threw him back in the backfield.
He was lined up over the right guard, and Cianci was playing right guard. The guy who just got hurt. They attacked that backup right there.
It's going to be 4th and half a yard. So, a lot of things can happen. Jesse up under center. It's a full house backfield again. Probably quarterback sneak time. Yeah. We'll see.
Watch the bootleg.
Here, they're going to hand it to Neal in the backfield, and he gets in. Gavin Neal. Smallwood hits him right at the goal line, but Neal scores a touchdown. So, I got to give that Adair County defense a lot of credit as, a little pressure on Glasgow there, fourth down. Fourth down as they convert the touchdown here, and they're going to line up and go for 2 as well as the Indians converted their 2-point. Clock reads 7:43 to go.
This could be big right here. Going for 2. Going to be under center as well.
And got Bale back there in the slot. They're going to hand it to Thomas around the right end. And there kind of gets pressure, but not before Thomas tippy-toes across the pylon, and he gets in for the 2-point conversion to tie this thing up at 8 apiece with 7:43 to go here in the first half. We're going to send it back for a break on the Indian Radio Network. That's 93.5 Hot Country.
This is Nick Fudge with United Citizens Bank. Whether it's your first loan or you've been banking for years, we are ready to be your bank. At UCB, we like to keep banking simple. We probably aren't the best at flashy ad campaigns or sales pitches, but we will always give you our best and stand behind our word. Stop by and see me at our Jamestown Street office or any of us at our other convenient locations. We want to be your bank, United Citizens Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Kentucky Sanitation Services is a waste management company with solutions tailored to each client's needs. They provide garbage dumpster services for your business, home, or farm, as well as a variety of roll-off boxes from 10 cubic yards all the way up to 40 cubic yards. They have containers that can handle any size job, from cleaning out your basement or for a large demolition project. Call 270-634-4637 or check them out on Facebook at Kentucky Sanitation Services.
Wesley Travis to kick off. He kicks it deep. It's a squib kick. Stonebreaker retrieves it way back at his 10-yard line. Solomon, he's going to reverse field. He's going to cut it up inside, get what he could get.
That's a late hit right there. That's got to be a flag, and they got it.
And
that was a shove in the back right there, and I think it was Rico Crowder.
Rico Crowder with a late hit after the play's over. Adair County Indian went flying off his feet, and that's going to cost Glasgow 15 as the crowd chants, "You can't do that." The end zone, if you hadn't been out here where the scoreboard is down here, there's tent and people standing everywhere, 2 and 3 deep. The bleachers are completely full. Great atmosphere for football. And I'm smelling those grilled hot dogs over there by UCB. Mike Curry and Matt Loy over there, they made the announcement free to anybody. So if you're listening, if you got that radio turned on over, Mike,
I know you like that free 99, John.
Don't forget about us. Yeah, I mean, anywhere you can get a meal on the house, I'm all in for that, you know. Grant, he's in the gun. Ball's at the 32-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the
safety right here.
Stonebreaker to the left. Lane, quarterback draw up inside. Nope. And not that time, as I will have to give Glasgow's defensive line credit. They won the battle that time. It was an even box as the Indians had them spread out, but The defensive line for Glasgow, they're huge, Ty, as they get penetration that time.
Yeah, let me get you some sizes on these guys. Indians going up against 6'3", 201, 6'3", 273, 6'2", 247, 6'3", 240, 6'1", 201 across the line there, John. So,
and if you hadn't seen me, my physique, it's very similar. Very similar. 6'2", 6'3", maybe 6'2" with no shoes on. 270, 280.
You should build like a power back, John. Oh, some credit.
I'm built like a kicker. Lane Grant, he drops back to throw. Lane, he's going to take off running. He's at the 35, 45,
he cut the wrong way.
all the way out past the 50, and that'll be a first down.
Great job there.
And again, he just improvised there. It's a run-pass option as Lane, he checked his routes down. There was nobody open, and he took off. And you got to think Lane's going to take off a lot tonight. He's very nifty in the open field.
And great job by the Indians there, the O-line of being disciplined and letting go of their blocks after Lane got past them. A lot of times, John, how many times have we seen that play called back for a holding call?
Adair County just over midfield. They're tied at 8. And Steve Stonebreaker is going to go.
Start. Somebody jumped.
Okay, I thought he went timeout. He ran out on the field.
He was trying to change the play, and somebody jumped during the check down.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts to this offense. The linemen are already in their stance, and the play's called. And if they don't like it, they have to check out and look at their different options. And everything's got to be working together. Grant, straight back to throw. Lane, he's looking deep down the field. Throws into double coverage. Picked off.
Thank goodness he fell down.
By Jarek Martin.
That was just a bad decision right there. It never was there.
Lane threw it into double coverage, and it's going to be an interception. But the one good thing, it, I guess, acted as a punt all the way down to the 23-yard line. He tried to get Stonebreaker on a go route.
And that's what you don't need right there. John Glasgow gets the ball back, too. They won't be in any hurry getting down the field. And they've got the explosiveness advantage.
Is Solomon Stonebreaker.
He needs to get out here and get set.
Now he's got a cover here. Long route, trying to get his breath there. He's got to play corner now. There's Ryder Rogers. He's matched up on Bell. They're going to hand it off.
What a play. Great play there.
Number 4, that's Neal. And 53, Ty, help me.
That's the other Crowdis brother, Marcus Crowdis.
Marcus Crowdis with a great play right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. He's playing, looks like he's playing left tackle.
This is a big defensive possession right here, John.
Him and Blake White, they really look good in their uniforms on that side of the line. Blake plays defensive end on that side. Here's Jesse. He's going to drop straight back to throw. Now he looks to scramble out. As Smallwood has him corralled, he gets away, and that's going to be a loss on the play. Jesse had nobody open, and he just tried to get what he could around the right end as he looked for his receiver.
It looked like just a little bubble screen to the near side if you're watching the stream. And I don't know what Jesse saw, but I thought it was open. All you had to do was throw it to him, and he I don't know the receiver. I think it was Jarek Martin. He would have had Rico Crowder and another wide receiver out there blocking in front of him. They had the numbers.
3rd and 10 with 4:32. So again, I keep emphasizing big play.
Don't get greedy right here. Got to tackle.
None more bigger than this one. 3rd and 10. As Jesse drops straight back to throw.
He gets Crowder, no pressure. He's wide open.
Crowder is wide open down the left side.
Tackle, guys.
And he falls down, or that would have been a touchdown. Rico Crowder, it was about a 15-yard stop route, and Adair County gave him too much cushion. There was nobody within 10 yards of him. He catches it. As he turned upfield, he fell down at the 40. It will be a first down. That's Glasgow's own 40 with 4:09 to go.
John, just a little cover 2 right there by the Indians. Zone coverage over there with Jaden Miller at corner and Aiden Smith, the safety on that side. And great recognition there by Rico Crowder just to sit in the soft spot of the zone right there. And he was wide open, and I'm sure glad he fell down.
Adair County 4 down linemen. Glasgow. Jesse's in the gun. He's got split backs as Thomas goes in motion. They're going to hand off. It's Thomas on the fake the end around. They got a guy wide open, and Aiden Smith recovered. That pass was incomplete. Ty, help me, number 16. It was attempted for 16.
He's not on my side sheet. I'll have to pull out the roll.
Christie. We'll just get some help from the PA guy. He's not on our depth chart for wide receivers. Is Christie.
Was Christian, yes.
Okay, Christian was wide open. Adair County gets a break. That ball was overthrown. 2nd and 10. 3:36 to go in the half. And yes, the score is 8-8. Both teams with a touchdown and a conversion are all tied. One back, 4 wide receivers. Jesse straight back to throw. They're setting up the bubble screen to Rico Crowder. Rico, he breaks a tackle, but a good tackle. Timmy Strevel. After about a 3-yard gain. It was just a run after catch. It was dance and spin, and Crowder's
getting up slow.
He's a little slow getting up, and he calls for a sub as he goes limping off.
Might have got the old thigh, the knee to the thigh there. It looks like what that run looks like. I've made it before. It's not fun.
Timmy Strevel with a good open field tackle. And we appreciate the baseball team. Adair County baseball team thrown out an offer. Ty, what was that, potato soup?
Or chili.
Or chili. Or chili. That sounds good. Thomas goes in motion. Here's Jesse, straight back to throw.
He's got plenty of time. And
wide open receiver down the field, and here's a catch, and that's going to be a touchdown, and that's the same young man, Christian. Adair County with all
I don't know where Aiden Smith was, but he's the one deep safety, and he's got anybody that goes by him, and I don't know if he never saw that guy run past him, but that was just a busted coverage right there.
Yeah, and we don't even have Christie on our depth chart, and they've thrown deep to him twice, so maybe that's a little bit of an element of surprise. We'll use the big guns for the decoy, and we'll slip him. He was in the slot that time, and just a go route, and I think it was also a switch route, and Adair County with got a little bit confused on the coverage. Glasgow with 2:36 to go, their first lead of the ball game, 14-8, and they're going to go for 2. They got Bell back there. Jesse's going to go up under center. Thomas is in the slot. They got Martin split out to the right. Looks like a run package. And they're going to do end around to Thomas. He's going to walk into the end zone. Nobody on that side.
Adjustment. That's the same play they ran last time.
They're just running it the end around to the left side of that Adair County defense. Nobody there. 16-8. Glasgow leads it. We're going to take a break here on the Indian Radio Network, 93.5 WAIN.
Have you injured yourself playing a sport or exercising? Sports medicine experts at TJ Regional Health are trained to get you back on the road to recovery, whether you're dealing with sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, or other common injuries. Our goal is to prevent illness and injury in active individuals of all ages and help prevent future problems to maximize your performance. Find out more at tjregionalhealth.org/rehab. Patients first, team always. TJ Rehabilitation Services.
And that drive was the result of a long play and a busted coverage as Christian runs wide open. The ball was severely underthrown. He had to wait on it. That shows you how far Adair County was from the play. He had to wait 2 or 3 seconds on it, like a fair catch. And he caught it and had a shot for the tackle, but didn't make it. As Travis now will kick off with 2:36 to go. Plenty of time for the Indians to get a conversion here before halftime. Travis moves on the football. It's a high kick, not deep. Stonebreaker's going to receive it at the 20. It's a throwback.
Oh, goodness.
And it's going to go out of bounds, and the Indians catch a break.
And we're getting a little bit too cute out here. There's no reason for that in the first half.
Stonebreaker caught it on the right side. He planted a foot in the ground like he was going to run it upfield, and he just turned and threw a dart all the way across the field to Aiden Smith, but he airmailed Aiden, but fortunately, football goes out of bounds. So it'll be spotted at the 15. So the Indians are backed up here. That's where it went out of bounds, Ty. Some trickery here. A little bit of trickery. We told you before the game you could see some trickery.
If I'm Steve Stonebreaker, I'm just going to be patient right here. Make sure you take care of the football. I think Glasgow's got at least 2 timeouts left. So you get a first down right here. Don't get too greedy and take it to the half. Glasgow gets the ball to start the second half, too. That's another big hurt.
If you don't get a first down here, Glasgow's going to get the football back, leading 16-8 here on the Indian Radio Network. Grant, he's in the gun. He's going to roll to the right. Looks like a run. Now he's going to stop on a dime.
He was getting held. He was holding his arm, and nobody saw it.
And Ty thinks it's holding, but no call. It'll be second down and 10 on the go route. Ty, we get a chance. We'll announce these officials. You got them on your telephone there. Took a picture of them. We'll do it after the second down play if you want to retrieve that information for me. As Koblenz checks in.
I think I've got a little bit of time. Referees Joe Tammy, umpire Dusty Arthur, line judge Skylar Gilbert, head linesman Heath Carter, and back judge Adam Pruitt.
So that's your crew tonight. Not sure where these guys are from. What does it say? Parts unknown. That used to be my favorite.
Death Valley.
That used to be my favorite part of watching wrestling on Saturday. This guy's from Parts Unknown. I love that. Here's Lane Grant. He's in the gun. Drops straight back. Now it's a quarterback draw. It's right up inside. It's going nowhere.
That was just a play to get the clock running right there. See if Glasgow calls a timeout here. They've got plenty of time. I think they kind of know that they're set up to get the ball in pretty good field position right here. I'd be shocked if they call one.
Glasgow, they're electing not to use that timeout, so it's going to go under 2 minutes. Adair County backed way up. 3rd and 11 from their own 15 after the trickery on the kickoff. Grant, he's eyeing the back judge here. He's going to let this clock run long as he can. Here's Lane. He takes a snap. Goes back to throw. Yep. Lane, he's going to get sacked.
Nowhere to go right there. That's almost a zero blitz right there.
25.
And I believe that's their leading tackler as well. Yep. Mason Arms, 3, make it 4 sacks, 3 coming into the night. He leads 3A in tackles. He's got at least a couple tonight, including that one.
So now Glasgow will go timeout. Is the loss will move the line of scrimmage all the way back to the 8-yard line. So Lane Grant will be punting out of his end zone here with $1:30 to go in the second quarter. We want to thank Barger Insurance for their first half sponsorship. BargerINS.com. Been proudly insuring Kentuckians, farmers, any need that you got since 1929. BargerINS.com. And we'd like to thank our timeout sponsor tonight. That's Kane Napa Auto Parts here in Columbia. They're your source for quality automotive parts for your car or truck. They also sell stick tools, equipment, and many other items for cars, heavy-duty trucks, boats, RVs, and tractors. And also, your scoreboard sponsor, 16-8, is Adair County PVA Landon Edwards. We want to thank him.
John, this has got me nervous a little bit here. Oh,
here's a snap. Grant goes up high to get it. It's a decent punt. Out to the, it's going to hit at the 40, and it's going to be killed at the 44-yard line.
So a pretty good punt right there.
It's a really good punt by Lane, and even, and more important, Jarek Martin was unable to return it. And he didn't get a great bounce. It landed on about the 40 and kicked straight up in the air. But now that defense for the Indians will come on the field, and they need a stop here as they trail at 16-8 here in this district matchup with the Scotties. Undefeated Scotties, 5-0.
If you're the Indians, you need to learn from that last possession. And Aiden Smith needs to back up to the goal. Just back up to the goal line and make sure nobody gets behind you. Rico Crowder back in the lineup.
We hadn't seen Jesse run as much tonight. It's been mostly via the pass. Thomas goes in motion, 3 wide receivers. They got Neal back there out of the backfield. Jesse with a long go route. And that's going to be incomplete, and that's Ryder Rogers on the coverage. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Ryder knocked that away after about a 20-yard attempt there. Glasgow lobbying for a flag, but I thought
he didn't get there early enough to get a flag right there. That was great coverage, great recovery too.
Even more important, Ty, he had his head turned back to the football there, and so they'll let a little more go there if you're looking back at the football. 2nd and 10. We'll have all the stats for you at halftime. We'll also have Darren Breeze and Daniel Hedges at halftime. Jesse, straight back to throw. Eason, he's getting pressure now, and it's going to be complete to Thomas, and he's going to get about a 4-yard gain down to the 40.
Glasgow's going to hurry to the line here.
Good pressure there by White. Blake White had the pressure on Jesse. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. Checked it down to the underneath guy.
Need to communicate right here on defense. Glasgow going, I was going to say no huddle, but this is sort of a half huddle.
I'm really surprised Glasgow still looking to the sideline for the play. They're in no absolute hurry here, which surprises me as the clock's down under 35. Horrible time clock management right here.
And they may be just going Hail Mary right here, John. They've got some excellent athletes. They can go get a jump ball.
Ball's at the 40. I mean, they're in Dare County territory. There's a hand to Crowder around the right side, and he's going to just step out of bounds after about a 7-yard gain.
I'm with you, John. That was some pretty bad time management if you were going to pass the ball right there.
I'm just going to call it like it is. That was absolutely...
he didn't get the first down right there either. I mean, this would definitely... To me, it would have to be a Hail Mary right here.
You had a chance right there if they score to really turn Uncle momentum your way. You've got momentum, but it wouldn't be the knockout blow, but it would be a big blow, as that Glasgow defense has been pretty stout tonight. So 18.7 seconds, 4th and 1. If you keep in mind, Ty, they need to get the first down. And they're going to sneak Jesse. He's going to get about 4 yards. It is a first down, but now they'll have to use their last time.
No, they're going to go no huddle right here. Indians need to get their heads turned. We've got guys wide open down here.
They haven't wound the clock yet.
This is gonna be a jump ball right
now.
Here.
They're going to wind it 8-7. This might be the last play. Yep. Jesse straight back to throw. He looks for Crowder down the middle. He's got him at the 10. He gets tackled at the 3-yard line and the half ends. Wow. And that's going to end the first half. And I've got an apple in my throat there. It looked like that was going to go for another touchdown. Timmy Strevel made a good touchdown saving tackle, and that's going to end the half. 16-8, Glasgow leads it. We're going to send it back for a 2-minute break. We come back, we'll have all the stats for you. Following the stats, we'll have head basketball coach Darren Breeze in the booth on the Indian Radio Network 93.5.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Be sure to stop by Burton Ace Hardware and check out the red hot buys for the month, like the 2 for $7 RV and Marine antifreeze.
Everyone's talking about the easy way to do your banking. And the best part? It's free. The First & Farmers National Bank mobile banking app allows you the freedom to make the deposit right from your mobile device. While you're on the mobile app, you can also transfer money, pay your bills, and check your balance. If you haven't already, download the First & Farmers National Bank mobile app today. Just one more way we're putting you first. Deposit limits apply. Standard rates and fees may apply from your wireless carrier. First & Farmers National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
United Citizens Bank.
This is Matt Loy with United Citizens Bank. Although I'm very proud of all the products and services we offer, the best thing we have to offer is good, old-fashioned customer service. It may seem like banking is moving to smartphones and computers, and while we can do that too, we don't think anything can replace a firm handshake and your confidence in our word. When you think personal service and customer-first banking, think UCB. United Citizens Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Ace Hardware is the only national retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint. Now, Benjamin Moore's premium quality and huge selection of colors will be right in your neighborhood, along with the award-winning service and advice Ace has always provided for your paint projects. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their paint. Be Be sure to stop by Burton Ace Hardware and check out the red hot buys for the month, like the buy two, get one free GE insulating foam.
Welcome back to the campus of Adair County High School, where the Indians trail district foe Glasgow 16-8 here at halftime. This is the Tim Hardwick, Don Franklin, Columbia halftime show, brought to you by Tim Hardwick and Don Franklin of Columbia. The Don Franklin family of dealerships. Visit them at donfranklinauto.com or call 270-634-0702. We'll start with some team stats tonight. Adair County with a narrow advantage in first downs, 8-7 over Glasgow. Third downs, Adair County was 3 of 7 for 43%. Glasgow was 2 of 5 for 40%. Glasgow 0 for 3 on fourth downs, and Adair County 0 for 2 on fourth downs. Rushing yards tonight at halftime. Glasgow 65 yards rushing to Adair County's 101. Glasgow with a heavy advantage through the air, 153 yards to Adair County's 33. Penalties tonight. Glasgow with 3 penalties for 28 yards. Adair County 3 penalties for 15 yards. And in terms of time of possession, the Indians have owned time of possession tonight, despite being down a touchdown. Indians held the ball for 14 minutes and 42 seconds to Glasgow's 9 minutes and 18 seconds. Now we'll move on to some individual stats. We'll start with Glasgow. Easton Jesse was 7 of 10 through the air for 153 yards and a touchdown. Rico Crowder led the way rushing in the first half for the Scotties. 2 carries for 42 yards. Easton Jesse with 4 carries for 7 yards. Dalen Thomas, 3 carries for 6 yards. Gavin Neal, 4 carries for 4 yards. Cameron Bull with a carry for 6 yards. Rico Crowder also leads the way receiving tonight. 3 receptions on 5 targets for 65 yards. Jarek Martin caught a pass but didn't gain a yard. Dalen Thomas with 2 catches for 31 yards, and Lucas Christian with a catch for 57 yards and a touchdown. Now for the Indians, Lane Grant was 5 of 13 through the air for 33 yards and an interception. And Aiden Smith was 0 for 1 on his only pass attempt tonight. Lane Grant led the way on the ground, 16 carries for 97 yards and a touchdown. Aiden Smith with a carry for 1 yard. Dakota Morris with a carry for 3 yards, and Aiden Smith with the only catch of the night for 7 yards. Solomon Stonebreaker also adds 4 catches for 26 yards. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble reading our stats here. Lane Grant with 1 punt for 35 yards, and that will wrap up the individual stats. As I alluded to earlier, Adair County trails 16-8 here to Glasgow. We've got 10 minutes left to go, and we'll send it back for a 1-minute break, and we'll come back, and John Shelley will speak with Adair County Indians head basketball coach Darren Breeze. You're listening to the home for Adair County Athletics, 93.5 WAIN.
Have you injured yourself playing a sport or exercising? Sports medicine experts at TJ Regional Health are trained to get you back on the road to recovery, whether you're dealing with sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, or other common injuries. Our goal is to prevent illness and injury in active individuals of all ages and help prevent future problems to maximize your performance. Find out more at tjregionalhealth.org/rehab. Patients first, team always. TJ Rehabilitation Services.
Everyone's talking about the easy way to do your banking. And the best part? It's free. The First & Farmers National Bank mobile banking app allows you the freedom to make the deposit right from your mobile device. While you're on the mobile app, you can also transfer money, pay your bills, and check your balance. If you haven't already, download the First & Farmers National Bank mobile app today. Just one more way we're putting you first. Deposit limits apply. Standard rates and fees may apply from your wireless carrier. First & Farmers National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
We're here at halftime at Adair County Field as the Adair County Marching Band puts on a great performance here at halftime. Heck of a football game, 16-8. Glasgow leads the Indians. Halftime show again brought to you by Tim Hardwick, Don Franklin, Columbia. The Don Franklin family of dealerships works daily to provide you with the best experience possible while finding the right vehicle for your family. Joining me, head basketball coach Darren Bree, assistant basketball coach Daniel Hedges. Guys, I appreciate y'all coming up to say a few words here at halftime. It won't be too long, Coach, and I remember those days, October 15th, when you can start going full go.
Yeah, I mean, the rules have kind of changed. You can do a lot of stuff now. I can't make it mandatory, but, we've been working out pretty consistent, especially with the late start on school. So I'd say almost since the start of school. But, yeah, it's, 2 or 3 weeks away from practice starting. It's not far.
Coach, tell us a little bit about, we got a lot of listeners here tonight, big game. Tell us a little bit about this ball club, kind of what you expect. I know you had a really good season last year. You got a lot of returners, even a couple of new faces. Talk about your team a little bit.
I mean, it's hard to say individually, because I don't, there's some might come out, some might not, don't know. Like you said, we got a couple new additions. I mean, we do got a lot coming back, but, last year, too, we had a real good year, 23-10. We didn't, but we still didn't win the tournament. We didn't win a game in the region. We kind of had a favorable schedule if you look at the RPI last year. So the schedule's obviously ramped up this year. But, I mean, biggest thing, like I said, we got a lot of talent coming in, I think we returned 64 of our 68 points a game. Plus, we added, Stonebreaker kid and then the Cochran kid. We had 2 guys that's going to be big-time players for us. With that said, it's just one thing we lack is leadership. We don't really have, to win a regional tournament this year or next year, you got to have somebody want to lead the team. And I just don't feel like we have that right now. Nobody's just standing out, wanting to pull the whole team together. It's like, you know how it is. You've been around winning. And, like somebody like Nick Fudge or Darren Ballou that used to play here, they're going to make sure you didn't get beat. So, till we get that, do it really mean to it hurts when you get beat like that, it don't matter.
Coach, we talked about it after the season was over. You got your kids back, but it seemed like everybody else did too. It's kind of the way it hit. Central Hard and E-Town got a big nucleus. LaRue got the nucleus back. Taylor County. So we return pretty much everybody, but so does everybody else.
We do. I mean, we got a great supporting cast. We're short on time. I can't name all of them, but I feel like we got the best point guard in the region returning. I feel like we probably got the best player in the region that transferred here, especially dominating the game as it goes for rebounding and scoring and so forth. If we win the region or not this year, that regional tournament, there'll be 8 teams in it. Any 8 could win it that night. It ain't gonna be an easy game, but again, we're all juniors, so next year when we have that conversation, it won't be the same because everybody will lose everything and we'll be still returning 95% of our roster again next year. So we think we can get one the next 2 years, but again, it's going to take a lot of hard work, and we gotta we're putting time in right now, but sometimes we're not getting purposeful work, and being consistent day to day. That's what it takes. The reason we play good at night is because of the stuff I make them do during the day. You got to realize that I've had them since 4th and 5th grade. It's been consistent over time, and it's just you can't let up now that you're older. Can't do it.
Coach, talk a little bit about our schedule without going into every game. Just maybe some teams that you added, or Christmas tournaments, or tournaments in general, or teams we're not playing. Just talk about that a little bit.
We got, all your district games and so forth. And then, we do go to regions at Greene County this year. So we play there first Friday of the year. It's going to be a huge game. And then we actually go back over there to play in their classic against South Warren. Some of the top teams we play, like I said, we want to play the best teams we can. We play Evangel Christian, which, they'll start a team bigger than some SEC teams. They start 2 6-10s. They're top 5 in the state. Lyon County's got Travis Perry. We go down there. They're preseason number 1 in the state. Warren Central. We go there, which they won the state championship last year. And then, we got playing in the 2A tournament. We won that thing a couple years ago. We didn't play last year, so hopefully we can win it this year. Then, you got your normal rivals. Outside of your district games, Taylor County and Russell County. Hopefully we can beat them again. I like beating Russell County.
Daniel, appreciate you joining us as well. I know you've helped Darren for a long time, and just anything that you want to add. I know you said you had something you wanted to say, so appreciate it.
As far as the team, I think the big thing again is the leader taking ownership of your team, having accountability in that floor leader. If we can get that, we're going to be a lot better. Because I tell them, they want to hear from you. Connor Lloyd, some of these guys, some of these guards. If you lead your team, they want to listen to you. But the thing that I think you wanted me to come here to talk about was the Little League. And we just wanted to get some information about that. We're going to advertise with the Little League basketball for Adair County. We will start sign-ups.
1 minute.
Okay, we'll start sign-ups October 9th and 11th at ACES, and we'll have it out, and we'll have forms at ACES and down the eye clinic and down the ACPC. Ask people to sign up. Need coaches, need players, and we're looking for a great experience for the kids, okay?
Coach Hedges, I mean, he's kind of the leader of Little League this year. He's been with me every year here. He's real good with fundamentals, and the coaches are going to be organized. That's the plan. And, teaching fundamentals to the kids. I heard, I was listening a little bit of the first half when walking around. I heard Ty talking about fundamentals for the football. It just don't start at high school. It starts at the youth league. And, Coach Hedges is really going to organize that, and he's going to be great at that role.
Yeah, and that's something new. Kind of a new organization process is I think it's been under a Little League board, but now it's transitioning to this.
Yeah, we just need some, I think the big thing is just get some organization and getting a foundation in place that creates a community environment, creates pride in the program, builds it from the ground up. What we've done here the last 9 years, what this guy's done, Coach Breeze, has been amazing. And we want to keep building that. And if you have that foundation, that just makes things a lot better as we go along as far as kids come up prepared. But I'm going to tell you, next 2 years, we have a chance to do a lot of special things. But again, some of the things we've talked about, we've got to get there. If we can get to that leadership, that local road guys having ownership of their own team, we're going to be we got a chance to be very special.
Coach, I was really last year, I was impressed with the team's overall toughness, and I think it starts with Connor Lloyd. I was amazed at some of the hits that he took and absorbed and stayed pretty much healthy.
I mean, Connor, the word I use to describe Connor, he's mean. People don't realize that, but in the summer ball, he got the referees had to separate somebody every game almost in the summer. Of course, you can't get thrown out in the summer. At least it don't affect you in the game. But Connor's mean. He's tough. He just, like I said, I think he's the best point guard in the region when he wants to, bring it every day. That's one thing I've been on him the last 2 weeks. Sometimes he ain't been going as hard as he can in the gym with me all the time. But it's a long season ahead. Connor, he puts a lot of time in. He's up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I know his body gets worn down some. But I've had Connor since 4th grade, and I'm hard on him. I'm probably harder on him than I am my own kids. So I got 2 years left with him. He started 4. So the day he does graduate, it'll be a sad day when he, be like my son graduating out there.
Coach, last question. Talk about the district a little bit.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people that are interested, in Campbellsville, Marion, and Taylor every year.
Just to be honest, Marion probably won't be real strong this year. They're in kind of a rebuild or regrouping. I think I even heard their best player, the Smith kid. I heard he had a real bad football break in the legs. So if he's out, they'll be rebuilding. Campbellsville, I know we beat them in the tournament last year, but they returned 4 of their 5 starters. To me, they're going to be a tough out. Again, they got the kid that didn't play in the district, Colvin, and then Weathers. Man, them guys are tough. They're mean. They're just like Connor. They're going to get out there and fight, and they're going to hit. And then Taylor County, I won't be surprised. There's a long way to go between the region, but I won't be surprised if it ain't us and Taylor County in the finals again. I told you that. The year we beat Taylor in the district final, I expect to see them again, in a week, and they actually beat us in the regional final. I wouldn't be surprised if it ain't us and them again. They added a kid from Georgia. Point guard is really good. So, they're going to be right there. They did lose the Blakey kid, the big 6'6", which he gave us problems. They lost him back to LaRue County. So they lost size, added a guard. We'll see. He's more of a scorer, shoot first point guard. So we're going to see how the team chemistry goes. Montreal better do a good job with her. It's going to break them apart.
Yeah, I can work both ways for sure.
And I'll probably encourage it a little bit. Hey, he's shooting too much for y'all, ain't he? Hey, Lions, why is he the lead scorer this year? It is what it is.
Coach, Hedges, any last thing you want to add?
I just look forward to the season. Hey, let's get a football win, right?
Yeah, I want to say I was in the gym. I went to a volleyball game the other night, and man, it's beautiful in there. All the improvements, and I'm really glad they've done that. And I know they've added a wall of fame down there too. I hadn't got to see that, but I did get to see just the seats and the floor, and it really needed it.
No, it is, and Coach Craig Biggs did a good job. Mr. Parnell, principal, supporting it. Dr. Stevens was the superintendent then, and now the new superintendent, Mr. Faulkner. He's got a lot of plans to really upgrade, continue the upgrades going. Everything I've heard he's even going to do something. I think football is the first thing he's going to take care of on upgrades. Basketball.
I got to throw this out there, guys. I know I heard Faulkner, Jason Faulkner, our superintendent's been maybe scrimmaging a little bit. Now, y'all forget I'm a 1,000-point scorer now. I don't know. I'm a whole lot older than Mr. Faulkner, I know, but I might be able to still lace them up sometime.
I think we're going to play pickup next week. Actually, we didn't play this week. We do a lot of drills, but this week volleyball had a lot of home games, like you said, so we didn't get to play. But he did come and play once. That's good. The superintendent wants to come out and get involved with the kids and play and go back to it. I mean, you got the superintendent in there that night playing, and of all the nights, we get two kids get in a little scuffle with the not throwing punches, but they get a little disagreement out there. I laughed about it. I mean, it's good for them to do as long as they control their emotions. Ain't throwing no punches or something. But that happens when teammates are going against each other.
I told them someday, of course, they gave me the basketball when I got my 1,000 points. If I ever get broke someday, I'm going to sell it. That's worth a lot of money, that 1,000-point ball. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Guys, I appreciate it, and best of luck. I know Tyler is selling season tickets. I know they're on sale.
I don't know if they are yet, but it should be any day if they're not. If it ain't now, it'd be after fall break, I would assume.
Yeah, pack that gym. Pack that gym. It takes all of us. Pack that gym and make it loud in there every night.
We're going to take a 30-second break here on the Indian Radio Network. We'll be back with the second half kickoff, 93.5.
Thank you.
Jeffrey's Hardware, Wholesale, and Electric is one of the longest-standing businesses in Columbia, opening their doors in 1893. Jeffrey's Hardware and Wholesale Electric is more than just a general hardware store. They offer PPG paint and paint supplies, a wholesale electrical department, a complete line of plumbing supplies, and much more. Visit jeffreysupply.com or stop by the shop on Jamestown Street.
We're back, 16-8. Appreciate Coach Darren Breeze and Director of Basketball Operations, Daniel Hedges, coming and joining us at halftime. Talking about Indian basketball season, which got high expectations and high hopes after the year they had last year and all those returners. And he talked about even for 2 years, a lot of juniors in that lineup, as Grant will be kicking off left to right. Lane with a squib kick, and Glasgow's going to fall on it at the 42-yard line, and so they have good field position for the Scotties. Big stop at the end of the halftime in it as Adair County kept Glasgow out of the end zone. Bend but not break.
And as big as that was at the end of the half, John, this one's just as big, if not bigger, right here. You can't get 2 touchdowns behind and play the way you've been playing tonight on offense, and they're not going to allow very many explosive plays, so the Indians got to keep this one within a touchdown to have a chance here.
Jesse's in the gun. He's got 3 wide receivers. He's got motion. They're going to hand it to number 9. That's Bell.
Come on,
so he
guys.
tries to escape to the right side. It's just a great run by Bell. He had nothing on the left side.
He should have been stopped for a 5-yard loss, John.
It was an end around that was designed to go left. He got all the way over next to the sideline. He just put the foot in the ground and said, I'm going all the way back to the other side of the field. And he just outrun the Indians' pursuit on that side all the way down to the Indian 30-yard line. So a huge gain. That'll be 28 yards on the carry by,
I believe that was number 9, John. That was Cameron Bull, the sophomore. And he had 131 yards and a touchdown on the ground. He really helped out that average there with that big run.
I apologize. My eyes. I was calling him Bell. It's Bull, Cameron Bull, as Jesse's up under center. He's going to hand to Gavin. And Gavin Neal's going to get a short gain, give him 3 yards right up the middle. Gavin is a short back that looks like they really use him a lot between the tackles, and they try to get on the outside with all this perimeter speed. It's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Scotties. They lead at 16-8 here on the Indian Radio Network.
Indians need a big play right here. Force you a turnover right here, deep in your own territory.
Here's a snap. Jesse throws to Jarek Martin. He's going to get about 16 yards all the way down inside the 20. They're going to spot it at the 14-yard line. And again, Adair County having to honor that speed, Ty, and they get the Adair County secondary backpedaling, and it's a stop route, and he just wheels, and you got to make a play, run after catch. Jesse, he's in the gun. He's got Gavin Neal back there with him. They're going to hand it to Neal, and he is buried. And that's Byron Rogers for a 2-yard loss. And his head snapped back when he hit the turf.
And he's feeling it, too. He's walking real slow toward that sideline.
And he took quite a blow. He's got his helmet off, and he's going to go to the sideline. Gavin Neal. Byron with a good, clean tackle. 2nd and 11 for Glasgow. 10-16 to go.
Maybe that's the momentum Adair County needed right here. That'll get your blood pumping on defense when a leader like Byron Rogers makes a hit like that.
Coach Stonebreaker talked in the pregame comments about we have to win the turnover battle. Well, Glasgow hadn't turned it over. Had 3 possessions is all. This is number 4. Jesse straight back to throw. He looks across the middle. He's got a wide open receiver.
And he got hit hard too.
Rico Crowder.
He's still going.
He's going
to get pushed in the end zone.
Toward the end zone.
There it is.
Touchdown.
He got pushed 5 yards into the end zone.
Rico Crowder showing a tremendous amount of strength. He caught the ball on about the 7-yard line. He had Indians behind him, and he just drug Indian tacklers. And then the linemen, which are allowed to pushed him into the end zone for the touchdown. So Glasgow starting to separate here 22-8 as they'll go for 2. I see an Indian ball club that looks a little bit winded, Ty Bennett. And they hadn't been out there a whole lot, but I think Glasgow's really playing physical.
Yeah, and I believe that interception took a lot out of them, John. That was a really badly timed turnover right there on a ball that should have never been thrown. And luckily the Indians held them out of the end zone there in the first half, but I didn't like our body language after that turnover. And we were lucky to tackle the guy, and they could have got a cheap score at the end of the half.
22-8, pending the 2. Jesse, they're in looks like a wishbone look. He's up under center. Thomas goes in motion. Jesse fakes a handoff. He rolls out to the right. He's looking for a receiver in the back of the end zone, and it's knocked away. Good coverage in the secondary by the Indians to knock the 2-point conversion down. So we're going to take a break. 22-8. Glasgow leads it on the Indian Radio Network.
Hi, this is Cameron Smith. I'm a Campbellsville High School graduate and a Lindsey Wilson College student. I'm well on my way to earning a degree in secondary education. At LWC, I've met new people, become involved on campus, and I have loved being part of the sports programs. Visit today and you will want to make Lindsey Wilson College your new home too. Call the admissions office at 270-384-8100 or email us at admissions@lindsey.edu.
Do you have a business? Are you running for an office? Maybe you've just got a kid in sports. No matter what you've got going on in your life, hot print, screen printing, and embroidery's got a service or product you need. We've got a large selection of pre-printed items available in our storefront that you can just walk in and buy anytime, including Adair County Indian shirts, Adair County band shirts, and Columbia, Kentucky apparel. So come on by and check out all the great services and products available at Hot Print, Screen Printing, and Embroidery, or call us anytime Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Let us put our experience to work for you.
Everyone's talking about the easy way to do your banking. And the best part? It's free. The First & Farmers National Bank mobile banking app allows you the freedom to make the deposit right from your mobile device. While you're on the mobile app, you can also transfer money, pay your bills, and check your balance. If you haven't already, download the First & Farmers National Bank mobile app today. Just one more way we're putting you first. Deposit limits apply. Standard rates and fees may apply from your wireless carrier. First & Farmers National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
This is Nick Fudge with United Citizens Bank. Whether it's your first loan or you've been banking for years, we are ready to be your bank. At UCB, we like to keep banking simple. We probably aren't the best at flashy ad campaigns or sales pitches, but we will always give you our best and stand behind our word. Stop by and see me at our Jamestown Street office or any of us at our other convenient locations. We want to be your bank, United Citizens Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Kentucky Sanitation Services is a waste management company with solutions tailored to each client's needs. They provide garbage dumpster services for your business, home, or farm, as well as a variety of roll-off boxes from 10 cubic yards all the way up to 40 cubic yards. They have containers that can handle any size job, from cleaning out your basement or for a large demolition project. Call 270-634-4637 or check them out on Facebook at Kentucky Sanitation Services.
Have you injured yourself playing a sport or exercising? Sports medicine experts at TJ Regional Health are trained to get you back on the road to recovery, whether you're dealing with sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, or other common injuries. Our goal is to prevent illness and injury in active individuals of all ages and help prevent future problems to maximize your performance. Find out more at tjregionalhealth.org/rehab. Patients first, team always. TJ Rehabilitation Services.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Be sure to stop by Burton Ace Hardware and check out the red hot buys for the month, like the 2 for $7 RV and Marine antifreeze.
Everyone's talking about the easy way to do your banking. And the best part? It's free. The First & Farmers National Bank mobile banking app allows you the freedom to make the deposit right from your mobile device. While you're on the mobile app, you can also transfer money, pay your bills, and check your balance. If you haven't already, download the First & Farmers National Bank mobile app today. Just one more way we're putting you first. Deposit limits apply. Standard rates and fees may apply from your wireless carrier. First & Farmers National Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
United Citizens Bank.
This is Matt Loy with United Citizens Bank. Although I'm very proud of all the products and services we offer, the best thing we have to offer is good, old-fashioned customer service. It may seem like banking is moving to smartphones and computers, and while we can do that too, we don't think anything can replace a firm handshake and your confidence in our word. When you think personal service and customer-first banking, think UCB. United Citizens Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Ace Hardware is the only national retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint. Now, Benjamin Moore's premium quality and huge selection of colors will be right in your neighborhood, along with the award-winning service and advice Ace has always provided for your paint projects. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their paint. Be sure to stop by Burton Ace Hardware and check out the red hot buys for the month, like the buy 2, get 1 free GE insulating foam.
We got a long break in action here with 9:46 to go here in the third quarter. Glasgow scores on their first drive. On the two-point conversion, there's a Glasgow Scotties player down on the field, and he's been there for a while. So emergency staff is tending to him. Adair County's trainers out there. I see some EMTs on the field, so we just hope and pray it's nothing bad, but we wanted to let you know, as here comes the ambulance to the young man. We wanted to let you know why the delay here. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors: Burton Ace Hardware, United Citizens Bank, TJ Health Columbia, Jeffries Hardware, Barger Insurance Company, Tim Hardwick, Don Franklin Columbia, Columbia Pharmacy, Adair County PVA Landon Edwards, Breath of Grace Wellness, Grissom Martin Funeral Home, Downey Eye Clinic, Napa Auto Parts, Kane Auto Supplies Columbia, TJ Health Columbia, Lindsey Wilson College, Hot Print Screen Printing, First and Farmers National Bank, Duo Broadband. And we would like to thank Grissom Martin, David and Kathy, as they sponsor our second half Visit them at grissommartin.com, a quality funeral home in Columbia offering caring arrangements that realize that a funeral is as much for friends and family as it is for the deceased. As we wanted to let you know, kind of update you as the stretcher comes out of the back of the ambulance, and we'll be back momentarily here on the Indian Radio Network 93.5.
Have you injured yourself playing a sport or exercising? Sports medicine experts at TJ Regional Health are trained to get you back on the road to recovery, whether you're dealing with sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, or other common injuries. Our goal is to prevent illness and injury in active individuals of all ages and help prevent future problems to maximize your performance. Find out more at tjregionalhealth.org/rehab. Patients first, team always. TJ Rehabilitation Services.
Everyone's talking about the easy way to do your banking. And the best part? It's free. The First & Farmers National Bank mobile banking app allows you the freedom to make the deposit right from your mobile device. While you're on the mobile app, you can also transfer money, pay your bills, and check your balance. If you haven't already, download the First & Farmers National Bank mobile app today. Just one more way we're putting you first. Deposit limits apply. Standard rates and fees may apply from your wireless carrier. First & Farmers National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Jeffries Hardware Wholesale and Electric is one of the longest-standing businesses in Columbia, opening their doors in 1893. Jeffries Hardware and Wholesale Electric is more than just a general hardware store. They offer PPG paint and paint supplies, a wholesale electrical department, a complete line of plumbing supplies, and much more. Visit jeffriessupply.com or stop by the shop on Jamestown Street.
Hi, this is Cameron Smith. I'm a Campbellsville High School graduate and a Lindsey Wilson College student. I'm well on my way to earning a degree in secondary education. At LWC, I've met new people, become involved on campus, and I have loved being part of the sports programs. Visit today and you will want to make Lindsey Wilson College your new home too. Call the admissions office at 270-384-8100 or email us at admissions@lindsey.edu.
Do you have a business? Are you running for an office? Maybe you've just got a kid in sports. No matter what you've got going on in your life, Hot Print Screen Printing and Embroidery's got a service or product you need. We've got a large selection of pre-printed items available in our storefront that you can just walk in and buy anytime, including Adair County Indian shirts, Adair County band shirts, and Columbia, Kentucky apparel. So come on by and check out all the great services and products available at Hot Print Screen Printing and Embroidery, or call us anytime Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Let us put our experience to work for you.
Everyone's talking about the easy way to do your banking. And the best part? It's free. The First & Farmers National Bank mobile banking app allows you the freedom to make the deposit right from your mobile device. While you're on the mobile app, you can also transfer money, pay your bills, and check your balance. If you haven't already, download the First & Farmers National Bank mobile app today. Just one more way we're putting you first. Deposit limits apply. Standard rates and fees may apply from your wireless carrier. First & Farmers National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
This is Nick Fudge with United Citizens Bank. Whether it's your first loan or you've been banking for years, we are ready to be your bank. At UCB, we like to keep banking simple. We probably aren't the best at flashy ad campaigns or sales pitches, but we will always give you our best and stand behind our word. Stop by and see me at our Jamestown Street office or any of us at our other convenient locations. We want to be your bank, United Citizens Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Kentucky Sanitation Services is a waste management company with solutions tailored to each client's needs. They provide garbage dumpster services for your business, home, or farm, as well as a variety of roll-off boxes from 10 cubic yards all the way up to 40 cubic yards. They have containers that can handle any size job, from cleaning out your basement or for a large demolition project. Call 270-634-4637 or check them out on Facebook at Kentucky Sanitation Services.
We're back here on the Indian Radio Network as the Glasgow player, and again, we don't want to speculate, so I'm not even going to share the name they thought it was, because we don't want to spread false information, but he has been loaded into the back of the ambulance, and I would think play will resume shortly. I don't know exactly what happened. It was just a quarterback rollout on a 2-point conversion attempt by Glasgow. The ball fell harmlessly in the end zone, and I didn't see what happened, Ty.
Yeah, there were so many people between me and he was the intended receiver on the play. I had no clue what was happening. There was at least 5-6 people in between me and the play. So prayers up for that young man, and hopefully he can make a quick and speedy recovery and get back out there.
As the Indians trail at 22-8. Ty, Uncle Mo's changed. The Indians took the lead 8-0 in this one, and we've seen 3 unanswered touchdowns by Glasgow, and it's been via the big play with their playmakers.
Yeah, and John, I go back to body language. After that interception that Lane Grant threw late in the first half, our body language changed drastically. And, something's got to be done to get these guys pepped up and have some energy about them, or this one will get ugly with the way Glasgow's offense can be explosive.
As a great individual effort by Rico Crowder on that last drive as he caught the pass over the middle from Easton Jesse at about the 7-yard line, and he just wheeled his way into the end zone, dragging Indian players. And the Indians are they're desperate. Ty, let me ask you this question. We've seen the Indians run this clock down and try to shorten this game. Will that change now being down 22-8?
It's got to change. I mean, it's almost got to change. I think, we'll go back to seeing this offense operate the way it has the last couple weeks anyway. We can't really sit on it anymore. We don't have that luxury. But that when you try to take the air out of the ball like that, you cannot turn the ball over. And we did that. And like I said, ever since we've turned that ball over when it was tied up, we had to scramble to tackle a guy at the end of the first half, or they would have gotten a cheap touchdown there and been up 2 scores going into halftime. But then we came out flat in the second half as well.
So the 2-point conversion does keep you within 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points, as both teams are coming out and they're stretching and warming up, because you don't want to just go out there cold. So they warm these young men up. So we're going to send it back for a 1-minute break, and we'll have football for you. Glasgow will be kicking off to Adair County. 9:46 to go in the third. Scotty's lead the Indians 22-8 on the Indian Radio Network.
Have you injured yourself playing a sport or exercising? Sports medicine experts at TJ Regional Health are trained to get you back on the road to recovery, whether you're dealing with sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, or other common injuries. Our goal is to prevent illness and injury in active individuals of all ages and help prevent future problems to maximize your performance. Find out more at tjregionalhealth.org/rehab. Patients first, team always. TJ Rehabilitation Services.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Be sure to stop by Bird and Ace Hardware and check out the red hot buys for the month, like the 2 for $7 RV and marine antifreeze.
We're back here on the Indian Radio Network, as the indication we got, it's concussion protocol, basically got knocked out. Cameron Bull, number 9 for Glasgow. And Cameron's been in on a lot of plays tonight, so we wish him nothing but the best. As he left, he will not return to this one as he leaves on an ambulance. And Ty, we've had that happen 3 times, I think, this year, where ambulance has been involved.
3 weeks in a row we've had extended breaks because of serious injury.
So here's the kickoff. Travis, he kicks it off. It's a low squibber. And Stonebreaker's just going to fall on it as he tried to pick it up and run with it and dropped it. And he'll have to fall on it right there. And it's going to be at the 20, looks like right at the 25-yard line is where they'll spot it for the Indians. And let's see if the Indians pick the tempo up here, get a little quicker pace, Ty Bennett, as their backs are against the wall now, trailing 22-8.
Let's see what what adjustments Coach Stonebreaker made at halftime. Hopefully Coach Cross can make some adjustments over here on the sideline in between defensive possessions, because we need to change something. Whatever we've been running in the last quarter hasn't worked.
So Adair County's going to go with that spread look. They're going to have Dakota Morris back there with Lane. Ball's at the 25-yard line. Man-to-man coverage for the Scotties. Morris goes in motion. Grant takes a snap, drops straight back to throw. He's got all day back there, and now he's going to get the pocket collapses.
He's got to know to step up earlier than that. That internal clock's got to be ticking. You got 3 Mississippi, and then you've got to either get out of the pocket or find a receiver somewhere. And
Cash Wells in on the sack, Ty.
And you can't expect that wasn't really that was a coverage sack. Really, you can't expect your line to block much better than that. They formed a great pocket around him. It just they couldn't hold him much longer, and the pocket collapsed on him.
Glasgow's doing a nice job at taking Solomon Stonebreaker away lately here. Solomon, we saw him with some short possession catches early, but they've taken him away here so far in this third quarter. Here's Grant. He rolls around the right end, and he gets hit right in the hole. 54. That's Frankie Cianci. And that's going to set up.
We're stopping the play for some reason.
We got a late late flag on the field, so let's see who that one's on.
They're backing up.
Yeah, it's going to be on the Indians. That didn't help matters, Ty. Holding on Adair County. It's declined. So it's going to be 3rd and a mile, 3rd and 16, we're going to call it. Indians got to get all the way to the 35-yard line for a first down.
Thought that was going to be a personal foul for some jawing going on. I'm sure glad it was holding. And this game has gotten away from the Indians really fast. They need explosive play, and they need it soon.
Indians backed up here. Ball's on the 19-yard line. 8 minutes and 39 seconds to go. The break in action really has slowed the tempo down here. Grant, Lane straight back to throw. He's looking across the middle. He's going to go deep to Stonebreaker.
There's just nobody there.
As a Solomon,
he ran a totally different route. He ran a little post pattern. Lane thought he was going for the downs there, and there was nobody within 20 yards of that ball.
As it's going to force a punt, and the Indians go 3 and out here. And big sack for Glasgow. They're going to get the football back. Line of scrimmage is at the 19. Lane standing right on his 5. Lane gets a snap. It's a low line drive that number 14 is covered up by number 9 for the Indians. That's Dylan Wilson. 14 for the Scotties is Jarek Martin, as he caught it and was hit right in his track. So good special teams coverage by the Indians here, as Glasgow will take over on their own a 46-yard line. Ty, I'm sure number 16 is going to come in the ball game.
Grant's front to number 14, Martin. Tackling the play with number 33, Timothy Streeter. Glasgow take over 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line.
So 8 minutes and 17 seconds left here in the third quarter. A lot of football to go.
There's major confusion on that Glasgow side of the ball. Nobody knows what they're running. And quarterback's got his arms out like he doesn't know what they're running. That's never good.
Bull. Here's a fake handoff on the end around. There Kenny gets pressure. Here's a go route. And
what? Oh, my goodness. That was
by
almost
number 14,
a great catch.
Jarek Martin, as Solomon Stonebreaker was in on the coverage. Jarek Martin, he had it in his hands. It was a beautiful throw by Jesse. He got a strong arm.
Yeah, and that ball was right where it needed to be. Great coverage there by Solomon Stonebreaker on Jarek Martin right there. Got the size mismatch that Glasgow wanted, but just great skill right there by Solomon Stonebreaker.
2nd and 10 for the Scotties. They are missing a piece of this offense. Cameron Bull is the injured Scotty. He's replaced by number 16, Christian. Here's a push pass. I think that's an incomplete.
Oh, my goodness. There's no way they're going to call a late hit right there.
I think it's an incomplete pass. Let's see what they call.
Oh, my goodness. They're going to call a late hit. There is no way they're going to call this. Oh, it's the white hat.
It was a illegal shift. Glasgow. And will Adair County.
Were you as scared as me they were going to call a late hit right there?
I thought it was. He threw it right at where the tackle was made. That should have been. Adair County's going to decline the penalty. Stonebreakers. That's what I thought. It'll be 3rd and 10.
I don't think it would have made much of a difference. I think it was just a 5-yard penalty anyway, and that's about how much they lost right there.
But Ty, when the receiver in motion comes in front of the quarterback, the little pitch, it should have been an incomplete pass. The clock should have stopped.
Yeah.
And I think it did. So rather than a fumble, I think it was an incomplete pass just by the formation where it went forward.
Then we shouldn't decline the penalty then if it's an incomplete pass.
It was incomplete, Rick.
It's a shuttle pass forward. It's an incomplete pass. We shouldn't have declined that penalty then, John. We should have just I would have taken the yardage right there.
Well, it's 2nd and 15 or 3rd and 10. Stonebreaker declines it. Jesse back to throw. He's got happy feet. Rolls 53. Out. And Lane. Yeah, they're going to say it hit the ground. I thought he kicked it.
Yeah, I thought it hit the ground.
It's going to be 4th down for Glasgow, 4th and 10.
I'm sure they'll punt right there, surely.
And not good news for the Indians, and Solomon Stonebreaker's favoring an ankle. He's trying to walk it off down here, but
he's coming out too. He's going to take a play off right here.
It's definitely an ankle, so Solomon's going to limp off the field.
And we need to get organized here.
Aiden Smith is checked in, and
oh my goodness, that's the break we need.
It snapped over his head.
That's the break we need.
Travis goes back.
That is huge. We've got the score right here.
Smalls on it at the 15-yard line. The long snapper snapped it over Travis's head.
Here comes the crowd. That's what you needed right there.
And Stonebreaker, let's see if he's going to be able to go. He's a vital part of that Adair County offense. And he limped off with an ankle. So Adair County's going to take over at the 18-yard line, 1st and 10. That's
Solomon's not in there either.
That's the Glasgow 18. Lacey's going to replace him at wide receiver. And let's see if maybe we call Aiden Smith's number right here. Grant, he's in the gun. Here's a fake handoff and an in route to Lacey that he can't come up with. It was just underthrown. Lane had him. It was just underthrown. And Solomon's going to come back in the ball game now.
Yeah, I'm surprised we threw that to Lacey. He hadn't got very many reps at all this year, wide receiver.
It was a timing route just from the wide. From his wide spot, he just made a sharp cut to the middle of the field. It was incomplete. Here's a handoff this time to Ryder Rogers. Ryder's got good room. Around the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Ryder Rogers.
Touchdown!
Ryder Rogers, that's the first carry he's had tonight. So you would think that's very efficient. One carry. He goes for 18 yards for a touchdown. And touchdown sponsored by Breath of Grace Wellness. With 11-plus years of experience, Breath of Grace Wellness is honored to walk the journey with you. They offer individual, family, and group counseling or a faith-based perspective. Visit their website, breathofgracewellness.com. Also, that first down brought to you by Columbia Pharmacy. Columbia Pharmacy, your locally owned community pharmacy, where you're more than just a prescription, your family. Visit Columbia Pharmacy on Burkesville Road, and be sure to get the Flavor X machine. Grant, around the left end. He's got the corner. That's going to be a conversion. What a move. Lane Grant with the carry around left end for the conversion. Cuts the lead, 22-16. Still plenty of time left, Ty Bennett. 7:37 just in the third quarter. And we'll be back in 30 seconds on the Indian Radio Network.
Everyone's talking about the easy way to do your banking. And the best part? It's free. The First and Farmers National Bank mobile banking app allows you the freedom to make the deposit right from your mobile device. While you're on the mobile app, you can also transfer money, pay your bills, and check your balance. If you haven't already, download the First and Farmers National Bank mobile app today. Just one more way we're putting you first. Deposit limits apply. Standard rates and fees may apply from your wireless carrier. First and Farmers National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
So just when we thought Uncle Momentum was changing, the Indians with a long touchdown drive of their, actually it was not a long touchdown drive. It was set up via the special teams mistake with the snapping the football over the head of the punter. And the Indians recovered it at the 18-yard line. Ryder Rogers with the run on second down. And all of a sudden, after the two-point conversion, the lead is 6 for the Scotties at 22-16. 7:37 to go as Lane Grant prepares for a squib kick. Go ahead and call it. We've seen it all year. We've seen nothing different.
As long as you don't kick it to number 1.
Watch for the onside here. Here's the low line drive.
Oh, thanks for catching that, buddy.
Glasgow touches it.
Man, Coach Garner is not going to like that, and it happened right in front of him, too.
Well, it actually is going to cost Glasgow 2 yards. He touched it at the 33. It would have come to the 35. So calm down over there. It's not a huge penalty or not a huge mistake, as it definitely was going to go out of bounds. So Glasgow will take over. Ty, this Indian defense, and I know it's been through the air where the Scotties have hurt the Indians. It hadn't been Easton Jesse running it. It hadn't been Gavin Neal. It's been through the air. So can this secondary shore up here a little bit?
Yeah, and I just guard against the explosive play right there. Make them put together a drive right here and run the ball on them.
Jesse, he's got a nut back. He's going to hand to Gavin Neal, and he gets outside. He's got a good gain. He's across the 40,
edge.
45, and let's see where they spot it.
Coach Cross is upset. Somebody missed an assignment right there.
It's like right at the 50-yard line. So give him 17 yards on that carry. And that's the first time we've seen Gavin Neal really hurt the Indians with running the football. 1st and 10. The Scotties on the move. They lead at 22-16 here on the Indian Radio Network. Appreciate you joining us. Temperatures definitely dropped. 78 degrees at kickoff. Jesse. Scotty in motion. They're going to hand it to Neal on the right side, and he's going to get good yardage as try to get you made the tackle there. Looks like Ryder Rogers in on the tackle. No. Deshaun Crowdis in on the tackle. After a 6-yard gain, it'll be 2nd and 4.
We always just catch that second 2, John. Deshaun's 22, Ryder's 32, and we just kind of have to guess on which one it is.
So Glasgow, 2nd and medium, 2nd and 4. And we got a flag.
Almost got to be.
I think that's going to be on Glasgow. legal procedure. Somebody moved.
John, I don't mean to be mean to the man, but somebody needs to tell the white hat that he's not mic'd up. He reaches for the mic every time to turn it on, but he ain't got one.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's talking to himself or what.
That's something else we can add here. We've seen that. We've seen that at Franklin Simpson, where the white hat reaches down and the announcement's made for everybody to hear with the little microphone, but he keeps reaching down for it, but we don't have that here. 2nd and 9. Glasgow. Jesse.
Got one-on-one.
Rico Crowder.
It's a
deep.
wobbler. We've got a chance at one.
And they're going to call.
Oh, no.
They're going to call pass interference on.
I thought that might have been on Crowder, but this is the way Solomon Stonebreaker got up and clapped his hands. I think he knows it's on him.
And that's unfortunate that ball was underthrown. Give Rico Crowder credit. It was a deep route down the side, and Rico, instead of just giving up on the play, tried to come back. Severely underthrown. It was 10 yards underthrown. He tried to come back to it, and we're in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Is we're on the inside, and when he tried to, there was definite contact.
Yeah, and great effort by Solomon Stonebreaker. Crowder able to get inside leverage off the line right there, and Solomon was fighting a losing battle all the way to the end right there, trying to fight his way back into position. And just got a lot of jersey right there, and it's going to set Glasgow up relatively deep in Adair County territory for the first down.
34-yard line. Scotty's. Martin goes in motion. Jesse, straight back to throw. He's got 4 wide receivers on that right side. He looks to go deep.
Might be a pick. It is.
Picks it in the end zone. That'll be an interception for Solomon Stonebreaker. A terrible read.
That's a massive play, John. We needed something like that to happen. The Mo is completely in Adair County's side right now.
East and Jesse threw into double coverage down there.
There was just no need for Glasgow to do that right there.
And, we've talked about Solomon's toughness. He's doing that on a bummed ankle out there. So he went back and made a great catch. And ball's going to come out to the 20-yard line as it happened in the end zone. Is Adair County, they're trailing by 6 with 6:33 to go here in the third. So hold the phones. We got a lot of football left. And we see a little different, Ty, you mentioned body language earlier. We see a little different body language from this Indian ball club here.
Yeah, and that just shows you how much of football is a momentum sport. No matter how good or bad the team is, we see massive upsets in college football every day. It's all about momentum, just stringing together big plays.
Grant, he's going to hand it off to Rogers around the right side, and he's going to get minimal yardage. Try to get a number for you here.
34 in on the tackle.
25, that's Arms, was in on it.
34, that's Max Lee's an outside linebacker.
Give Ryder about 2 yards on that carry. It'll be 2nd and 8. And the Indians from their own 22 after the interception. 6:09 and ticking. This is a Grissom Martin Funeral Home third quarter here.
And that's 2 straight runs by the Indians around that right edge, especially when the Indians have it on the left hash like they did right there. They must have saw something during their little film session down here under the tent that and they think they can get something around that right edge.
Glasgow shows pressure off the left end. They've got 2 linebackers lined up in that spot. Stonebreaker in motion. Grant. And
delay a game.
And the ball was snapped before the flag. It was close. And I think that's a situation where we're not slowing it down. It's just a lot of checks at the line of scrimmage. Is that Adair County sideline? They're changing the play once Glasgow lines up.
Still 5 minutes left to play here in the third quarter, John. This third quarter's kind of crawled.
Yeah, it has. Grant, Stonebreaker in motion. It's probably the same play here. Solomon, he gets set deep on the left side. Lane drops straight back to throw. He's got good protection. He throws across the middle. Pass is complete.
Keep it simple. Great job.
24-yard line.
Jaden Miller with the catch.
Jaden with the possession reception right across the middle.
Just his 6th catch of the year. He had 5 catches for 124 and a touchdown coming into the night.
So they get the penalty yards back plus 4 yards. It'll set up 3rd down and 6 for the Indians. They've got to get to the 30 after the interception. 4 minutes and 50 seconds. The clock's ticking.
Got Aiden Smith one-on-one down here. No safety.
Grant takes a snap. There's a reverse. They're going to throw it back to Stonebreaker. And Grant on the wheel route.
That's great defense right there. Great timing by number 8 from Glasgow. That's the safety. That's Dalen Thomas. And great pass deflection right there.
Stonebreaker. It was a little bit of trickery as it looked like a end around the Stonebreaker.
Might have been a little bit too greedy of a play call right there.
And Lane with the wheel route out of the quarterback position. Glasgow defended it very well. 4th and 7, and Grant's in punt formation. Here's a snap. They get pressure, but a high kick, a good kick. Let's get a good roll now. It's at the 45, and Adair County don't. They don't get the roll. It kicks straight up, and it's going to be down at the 43-yard line. So Glasgow will go on the attack as they lead it 22-16. We're going to take a quick break. One commercial on the Indian Radio Network, Hot Country 93.5.
United Citizens Bank.
This is Matt Loy with United Citizens Bank. Although I'm very proud of all the products and services we offer, the best thing we have to offer is good, old-fashioned customer service. It may seem like banking is moving to smartphones and computers, and while we can do that too, we don't think anything can replace a firm handshake and your confidence in our word. When you think personal service and customer-first banking, think UCB. United Citizens Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Jesse up under center. Thomas goes in motion. They're going to hand it to Arms, the second guy through. He's got a big game. He's broke 3 tackles. Lane Grant is the last guy hope to get him stopped, and he does tackle him, not before he gets down to the Adair County 33-yard line. A huge play by Arms, and it wasn't anything fancy. Just hand it to him up in there, and he just broke a lot of tackles.
And that was set up by all the success that Glasgow had off the edges in the first half, and they're countering to what Adair County countered the edge runs with after halftime.
So, seen a little different look for the Scotties. They got Easton Jesse up under center. They kind of went to looks like a wishbone look. They got 2 backs in the backfield, and they're going to hand it on the end around to Thomas. And they've got good blockers ahead, but a great tackle over there by 33, Timmy Strevel. But not before Glasgow gets about 6 to 7 yards on that first down carry. But it's like Ty said, it looked like it was going for a lot more as the seas parted.
John, I expect Glasgow to keep it on the ground this possession after that ill-advised throw on the last one. Just a little bit too greedy of a play call last drive by Glasgow.
I said 6. Give Thomas 7 on the run. They're in that wishbone look again. And they're going to hand it to Arms off the right side. Arms has got another good gain. He's still going down inside the 20 and knocked out of bounds by Smith. And he just looks like he runs really low to the ground. He looks like a fullback that would play at Army. He's just a big guy that runs up inside, and he's very hard to tackle. He's not going to go down with an arm tackle. Spot the ball on the 9-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal, Glasgow. They lead it 22-16. Ty, it's not going in the air now. It's going to stay on the ground.
And I expect all this run up the middle to be set up for a reverse right here to Dalen Thomas or Rico Crowder.
They're going to hand it to Jesse fakes it to Arms, and just a lead draw, and he's going to get down to the 2. Actually, we're going to say the 1-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the gain. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 1. So Glasgow threatening. We're still in the 3rd quarter. There's a lot of time left. Indians in desperate need of a turnover here. Coach Steve Stonebreaker,
right here.
He's pacing the sidelines over here. She's trying to come up with a turnover here. Jesse, they're going to hand it to Arms, and he's going to get in. Touchdown. Nothing fancy on that drive. His arms left and arms right, but very strong runner up inside. Really the first time Glasgow, they got a lot of weapons, and they just decided that time we're going to stay on the ground.
And they did what was working for them. They got away from it last drive. They did the same thing last drive and decided to start putting it through the air. So that time they just stuck with Old Faithful there, the run right up the middle, and just gassed the Indians for an easy 6.
So 28-16, the lead's 12 as they will line up to go for the 2. They got Neal and Arms back there. And there's an end around to Thomas, and I think Adair County's, they're going to say Thomas got in. As he was hit and extended the ball, it was close, and they're going to give him the conversion. 30-16. We'll be back on the Indian Radio Network as the Indians will get the football back when we return. WAIN.
Ace Hardware is the only national retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint. Now, Benjamin Moore's premium quality and huge selection of colors will be right in your neighborhood, along with the award-winning service and advice Ace has always provided for your paint projects. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their paint. Be sure to stop by Burton Ace Hardware and check out the red hot buys for the month, like the buy 2, get 1 free GE insulating foam.
We're back here. 2 minutes and 22 seconds to go. As it's like Ty said, this third quarter's crawled by for sure. As the Indians they trail at 30-16. And second half brought to you by Grissom Martin Funeral Home, a quality funeral home in Columbia, offering caring arrangements that realize that a funeral is as much for friends and family as it is for the deceased. Visit their website, grissommartin.com. Our timeout sponsor tonight, Napa Auto Parts, Kane Auto Supply. Here's the kickoff. It's going to be fielded by Stonebreaker to 20. He faked that pass to the other side, and he's going to go forward to about the 30-yard line, so Adair County will take over. They're your source for quality automotive parts for your car or truck. They also have stick tools, equipment, and many other items for cars, heavy-duty trucks, boats, RVs, and tractors.
Adair County take over 1st and 10 on their own 28-yard line.
So we will probably see a tempo by this Indian ball club a little bit quicker than we saw in the first half.
I hope we do anyway.
30-16. See if we see a little dose of Ryder Rogers on this drive. He was very effective after the turnover. Here, they're going to hand it to Ryder on first down. Ryder, he gets hit right up in the hole, number 78. Or is it
76?
76 for Glasgow. I don't have a number for him, or name for him.
I believe that's Chris Duncan, that D tackle. Big guy, 5'6", 294.
So,
and he used every bit of that one, every bit of that frame to go through our line right there.
Here's Grant. Give him a yard, 2nd and 9. Lane. It's a low snap. They're going to hand it to Rogers. And number 53 sacks or hits him in the backfield as soon as the exchange took place. That's Cam Johnson. And that Glasgow defense has risen to the occasion here on 1st and 2nd down. That's going to set up 3rd and 12 for the Indians.
Just a blown assignment there on the offensive line. And Cam Johnson, as big as he is, he's a great athlete. Also plays right tackle on the offensive line. He showed that quickness there.
So Adair County with their backs against the wall. The clock's under a minute to go.
Glasgow's bringing a lot of pressure right here.
Stonebreaker goes in motion. Here's a snap. Lane drops straight back to throw. Steps up in the pocket, getting some pressure, and he gets hit. Try to get a number.
That defensive line's taking over right now, John. That's the DN. That's 32, 50, Cash Wells.
54, Frankie Cianci and Cash Wells in on the tackle, and that's going to set up 4th down.
Yep.
You know, we haven't seen Aiden Smith tonight in the pass game like we've seen Ty. He's been blanketed tonight. I don't know if it's been
I think a lot of it's just self-confidence. He dropped that wide-open touchdown in the first quarter, and he has not been the same since.
There's a good kick by Lane. It hits on the 45, rolls past the 40 down to the 36-yard line. So a good punt by Lane, as it's going to go 12.
I'd like to take this opportunity to
22.
the middle school football team as they clinch the 2 seed in the CK.
And Adair County Middle School is going to be the 2 seed in the middle school conference. They play Russell County next week. Central Kentucky Middle School Athletic Conference. They're the 2 seed. So they've had a good year.
Yeah, congratulations. John, you know a little bit something about the CKMSAC. We won a conference championship in basketball.
That's right. And I was your coach, and I absolutely looked at that picture the other day, and had the picture of the final score. I think it was 52-50, if I remember right. And here's Gavin Neal on the right side. Gavin with a good gain, and he's going to get about 6 yards. And it looks like Deshaun Crowdus was in on the tackle. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. Glasgow 30, Adair County 16. We'll be back for quarter 4 on the Indian Radio Network 93.5.
Have you injured yourself playing a sport or exercising? Sports medicine experts at TJ Regional Health are trained to get you back on the road to recovery, whether you're dealing with sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, or other common injuries. Our goal is to prevent illness and injury in active individuals of all ages and help prevent future problems to maximize your performance. Find out more at tjregionalhealth.org/rehab. Patients first, team always. TJ Rehabilitation Services.
Also, I'd like to again thank our sponsors, gold sponsors, Nancy Wilson College, Dual County.
We're back here for quarter number 4. Glasgow is going to be 2nd and medium. Football's on the 42-yard line. John Shelley, Ty Bennett here for the Indian Radio Network. We appreciate you joining us on the air, also via the internet on the WAIN YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search WAIN Radio, and you can watch it right there. That's going to be procedure on Glasgow. It looked like the right guard moved before the ball was snapped.
False start against the Scotties.
It's going to move them back 5, so it's going to be 2nd and long now for the Scotties. Ty, we need a stop. We need it right now. Now,
we need more than a stop. We need a pick six, a scoop and score.
12 minutes left. The big thing here is you got to get it back. You can't give up 2 or 3 first downs here and let them eat the clock up.
Yeah, and we're going to have to solve them running up the middle, because I don't see it stopping now after what they did to us last drive.
Here's a snap. There it is. They're going to hand it to Arms on the left side, and Crowdus makes another tackle just short of the first down, and Arms has been really effective. And you got to give the left side of that Glasgow offensive line credit. They're knocking the Indians back. And they found something. You know, we got exploited a little bit on that side last week when Monroe County did move the ball.
Yeah, and that left side of the line's been the problem all year. I don't know what's going on over there, but it's been a major issue.
Here's a snap. They're going to hand it to Arms again. First down yardage and more all the way across the 45, and he gets up. He is fired up. And let's see where they're going to spot. They're going to say his knee was down on about the 47 to move the chains. And we've seen a Glasgow coaching staff that has really changed their philosophy. They went from the spread to the wishbone, and they said, here we come. We're going to line up, and you're going to have to stop us.
And that's what I was worried about all night. After what Franklin Simpson did to us on the ground over 300 yards, I was expecting them to just do this all night, but they decided they wanted to throw it, and it kept us in there, and they finally figured out that we have a lot of trouble against the run up the middle.
We got another flag. Looks like false start.
We're going to first and 15.
So it changes really what they do, and they've had a little bit of a timing problem here, as I don't think this team usually lines up in the bone and run. I'm not seeing much wing T look here. We haven't seen the counter one time. We've seen mostly just power run formations.
Yeah, and that's all they have to do right now. Time's on their side. They're up 2 scores with 10 minutes left to go. There's no reason to get greedy and throw the ball right now.
Clock is on their side. Indians trail at 30-16 if you just joined. It's been a good football game.
That's a hold.
Straight back
right in front of the guy, and he didn't call it.
And Jesse, he gets around the right end. He's across the 40 all the way down to the 30, and Aiden Smith in on the stop. And not before he gets a huge gain. And we might have a flag as the Whitehead's calling them back here. Yeah, Ty saw the hole, but I never saw the flag come out. Maybe I'm going blind in my old age.
I can't tell if that's paint on the field or a flag. It is a flag.
Okay, it's right in the red part of the paint. And,
no, that's not a flag. He didn't pick it up. No,
I don't see a flag.
I can't tell if that's a flag or not, Joe. It is. It's a flag. I see it now. Somebody kicked it up. It's a flag. They're going to call that hold. I was hoping he would call that. That happened right in front of his face.
Personal foul.
Oh, my goodness.
Personal foul against the defense.
And
the flag was thrown in the Glasgow backfield.
Now, I did see something, John. I don't know that that's what he called, but Deshaun Crowdis blocked a guy to the ground, and as he was getting up to run past the guy kind of grabbed his foot, and Deshaun kicked at his foot like a extra point kick, and it was really exaggerated, and I think that's what he called. Okay. It's about 15 yards from where it happened.
The Whitehead called it. It was a good clean tackle down the field. So Jesse with a big gain, and now tack on 15 more. That's going to put the football down at the 22-yard line. Jesse up under center. He's going to hand the arms. He's got a huge hole on that left side again. And he's going to get down just short of the sticks, give him 9. And the air has went right out of the sails for this Indian club.
Yeah. We finally got the momentum changer we needed with that pick in the end zone by Solomon Stonebreaker, and we go 3 and out right after it and deep in our own territory. Have to punt it away, and ever since then we haven't had any energy whatsoever. We had our opportunity.
So 9 minutes to go. Indians trail by 2 scores, 30-16. They line Thomas up. They got looks like a full house backfield this time. They're going to hand it to Gavin Neal.
Got to go for the ball right here. He stripped it, and he called the play. And he probably should have called the play dead. It was forward progress had been stopped.
I think so. I think that was the right call.
It was.
And see where they spot it. So the officials blew it dead. The Indians kept pushing him back, and then the ball came out. They're going to spot it about 4 yards short of the first down, about the 11-yard line.
Tackle made by number 20, Lane Grant.
So Glasgow again in that full house backfield look.
It's going to 25.
Arms is in the front of
he fumbled
a snap. And here's a terrible throw by Jesse. I'm not sure exactly what happened there.
He fumbled the snap snap, and I believe they might have thought somebody jumped on Adair County.
That looked like a quail that Steve Cheatham shot out there that kind of just fluttered kind of to the ground. I hope Steve's listening there. But it did. It looked like a wounded pigeon there as it come out of his hand. I think it slipped out of Easton's hand for sure.
I believe what I think it was a hard count, and the center snapped the ball, and I don't think Jesse was ready for it because he fumbled the snap. Then I think he thought he had a free play and just kind of threw it up for grabs, but nobody ran a route because nobody thought the ball was going to be snapped. This is a sneak right here.
So 4th down.
Big center end.
Call it 4. They fake it to Arms. Here's Thomas around left end. He's got good yardage, 1st down yardage.
Change centers right there. I thought that was going to be a quarterback sneak.
It's the same play we've seen all night. They fake it to the fullback dive, and it's a handoff on the end around to an athlete, and he just outruns Adair County to the corner. Outnumbered them there to the spot, for sure. So 1st and goal for Glasgow. The ball's on the 5-yard line. The clock rolls under 8 seconds. Here's a handoff. Arms.
Man, he just ran over somebody.
Ryder Rogers with the initial contact, but Arms got so low he lowered his helmet, knocked Ryder back off his feet.
We're going to have some jawing here.
We got flags flying everywhere. For sure we got some mouthing going on.
And I'm sure it'll be offsetting. It always is.
Got a dead ball, personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct on both teams. Usually you see the official, he used the wrong mechanics there. I mean, you're supposed to point one way and then go through the mechanics and then point the other way, but he just used both arms.
This guy's had enough tonight. He said, I'm ready to go.
He used both arms and pointed both ways, so. For sure. So Glasgow, 2nd down, goal to go, the ball on the 4-yard line. Full house backfield, Arms is in there. There's no secret what's going to happen here. Arms, Neal, or Thomas around the end. It's one of the 3. Here's a tie. I'll be honest. I looked down. I didn't see it, but Thomas is in the end zone. Was it a pass?
No, it's just a little end around.
That same end around for Thomas. Adair County's been weak on that left side, or that'd be the Indians' right side, the left side of that Glasgow offense, and he goes untouched in the end zone, 36-16, and this one's gotten away. Jesse for the conversion. He's up under center. Jesse, here's that end around to fakes an end around, and Jesse kept it, and he gets hit about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Number 54, that's Smallwood.
No, it was Lane Grant. Lane Grant was the one that made the hit.
Lane Grant, okay. Lane Grant, and we got another flag.
There is a flag on the play.
Wonder what it was.
And this is getting a little bit chippy here. As we're going to send it back for a 30-second break on the Indian Radio Network, 93.5 Hot Country.
Everyone's talking about the easy way to do your banking. And the best part? It's free. The First & Farmers National Bank mobile banking app allows you the freedom to make the deposit right from your mobile device. While you're on the mobile app, you can also transfer money, pay your bills, and check your balance. If you haven't already, download the First & Farmers National Bank mobile app today. Just one more way we're putting you first. Deposit limits apply. Standard rates and fees may apply from your wireless carrier. First & Farmers National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
And that unsportsmanlike conduct goes against Adair County as Ty, we can sit here and talk about win, loss, whatever. You got to give Glasgow credit. They lined up and said, we're changing our identity. Actually, in the second half, it's been just a run formation, tight, double tight with a couple wide receivers, and they ran the football.
Yeah, and, I think we can probably go ahead and start looking to next week in Hart County. They are licking their chops when they see this on film, because as many times as we've seen Glasgow pass tonight, Hart County is not going to pass it. They will run it all over you all night, and they don't plan on doing anything else. So Indians are going to have to figure out some stuff this week.
If Indians are unable to come back here, they're going to go 0-2 in the district, and
illegal procedure against the Scotties.
They're going to be 4-2, 0-2 in the district, but district's just really stacked up to be tough. I mean, Hart's picked in every poll above Glasgow, and Glasgow right now with a comfortable lead with 7 minutes and 16 seconds to go, and then you got Butler County after that, and then you've got on paper, you got a couple games there that you're going to be favored in.
Yeah, and one good thing about next week is you've got the bye week after next week, so you can really empty the tank, and you've got some very winnable games after fall break as well, so you can kind of empty the tank, sort of empty the playbook next week, and get you some really good momentum going into the bye week and then the last 3 games of the year.
So Lane Grant, he's in the gun. That's going to be an offsides on number 78. Give me a number there, Ty. 70, or give me a name for that. 78. That's their big nose guard.
I believe that's the same guy we were talking about earlier, Duncan. 78. No, it's Parker McGowan. 6'2", 344 junior. He's a big old boy, John.
Yeah, he is big. He plays physical too. They can pin their ears back and come after Lane, because Adair County, they're going to have to throw the football. Here's Stonebreaker. He gets behind the coverage, and Solomon, as number 14, Jarrett Martin, kind of face guarded him there, and Solomon had a chance to catch that one. As Martin, instead of playing the ball, he just stuck his hands up. He was beaten, and Solomon unable to catch it. And that'll be 2nd and 10, Indians. Ryder Rogers is back there with Lane as a play comes in from the sideline. Lane Grant, he's in the gun. He drops straight back to throw. He looks deep for Stonebreaker.
It's underthrown.
And 2 Glasgow defenders collide. That's Thomas and a guy that's just checked in the ball game. They collide to knock the football away. Probably should have been intercepted. Lane wanting a home run ball there. And Glasgow with their nickel look here, they've got plenty of guys that in this secondary that run real well. Solomon, he's a little bit gimpy on that ankle, Ty Bennett.
Yeah, and you're talking about the nickel formation that Glasgow's been in all night. That's because of these spread sets that the Indians have put them in, and that four-man front has really caused the Indians O-line a lot of trouble.
Stonebreaker, he gets wide. Aiden Smith on the same side. Grant back to throw. Lane
got a lot of room over there.
Out of the pocket. He's got plenty of room, and he's going to get first down yardage all the way up to close to the 31-yard line, and it'll be a first down. There's no quitting Lane Grant. There's no quitting any of these kids.
He's short of the first down. We were 5 yards behind the
he is there. Short of the first down. Yeah. I thought he got past the sticks. Everybody was bailing for cover there. And that's hard on the radio guy when they drop the sticks because they think there's going to be a collision. I can't see where the mark is. It's going to be 4th and 2. And I'm going to say quarterback draw right here, Ty. Or is that Ryder Rogers back there with him? One of the two.
Yeah, it's Ryder.
rely on that offensive line. Let's try to get the first down right here. Grant's in the shotgun. Lane, it's a quarterback draw around the left end. He's got room. He's got a lot of 40. He might go. He's got Thomas to beat. Thomas recovers, makes the play at about the 36-yard line. Is that a flag on the field? Right there, right on the sideline.
I don't think so.
Okay. It's just a piece of yellow paper, I think. 6 minutes to go. Indians looking to tack one on here. They trail at 36-16.
Lane Grant running anger right now, taking some of his frustrations out.
Ball's at the Glasgow 38-yard line. Lane in the gun. Drop straight back to throw. Lane, he's looking deep down the left side, and he overthrows Aiden Smith. It'll be 2nd and 10. Again, I think that's a read. That's a read for Aiden based on where the defense is, and then him and Lane have to be on the same page to throw to that spot. And again, they weren't on the same page.
Yeah, and that's where working with the receiver for a long time comes into play on those little choice routes. You see NFL guys, their quarterbacks want to work with their receivers during the offseason just to build that chemistry and that what they expect on certain reads like that. And, Lane, first year playing quarterback, Aiden, I don't know how much receiver he played last year, but just not that much chemistry out there for him right now.
Stonebreaker in motion. And we got a whistle. Timeout Glasgow. And let's go ahead and get our timeout sponsor here. Timeout sponsor brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, Kane Auto Supply, Columbia. They're your source for quality automotive parts for your car or truck. They also have stick tools, equipment, and many other items for cars, heavy-duty trucks, boats, RVs, and tractors. Also, that last first down brought to you by Columbia Pharmacy. It's your locally owned community pharmacy where you are more than just a prescription. Your family. Visit Columbia Pharmacy on Burkesville Road and be sure to check out the Flavor X machine. We'd like to thank Barger Insurance for their first half sponsorship. We'd like to thank Grissom Martin Funeral Home for the second half. We'd also like to thank First and Farmers Bank for our streaming sponsor tonight on YouTube. That's WAIN. And TJ Health. TJ Regional Health, they sponsor the broadcasting booth that Ty and myself are setting in. And don't forget, we'll have the Don Franklin post-game show. Tim Hardwick, Don Franklin, after the game. 5:55 to go. 2nd and 10 for the Indians. Glasgow with a 4-man front. They dropped their linebackers out. They faked to Morse. There's a little screen.
Great read right there by Mason Arms.
Read it beautifully. And Mason Arms.
No, it's 33. I assumed it was Arms. That was Jacob Brunson, 21 tackles on the year coming into the night. He read it beautifully.
Sniffed that out, and that was a well-designed play.
That was just man coverage right there, John. That was his responsibility out of the backfield. He didn't get caught up in the play action or any of the flow, and he just went right with his man, and the ball took it right to him.
And Ty, I want to shout out to our buddy Clay Turner. I know Clay's listening tonight, and I know he's been communicating. And Clay, he's a big fan, and he's a big Adair County fan.
Yeah, shout out to Clay. He's doing a great job of sending me replays in our group text right now so I can see what happened on some of these big plays.
Stonebreaker, he goes in motion. He's going to get set on the far right side of the field. Grant, straight back to throw. He's getting some pressure. Lane rolls out. He's got number 99 on his heels. Lane, he
got hit really late. Yep, that's a personal foul.
And they got a shot in on Lane right at the sidelines, and that'll be 15 more. That'll be an automatic first down. Ty, you don't. The game, I think, is probably out of reach. But what a momentum or a confidence builder it would be going into next week to stick this one in. I mean, just for persona and perception of how you look at things. You want to look at things in a positive manner. You don't want to end on a negative note. Stick it in right here. It might change the complexion.
Yeah, and you want momentum going into next week as well, just to build your confidence. And, this is a really athletic Glasgow defense. This is something that, and with their size and their speed combination, something the Indians hadn't seen all year anywhere close to, really. So, and we've put up 2 touchdowns, maybe going for 3 right here. So I'm pretty pleased with the offense, just to be honest with you. The defense has got some major holes we're going to have to clear up before next week.
Ball's at the 22-yard line, 4 minutes and 46 seconds to go. Derek Kenny with all kind of motion. They're going to have a hard time getting this one off. And
timeout Glasgow.
Timeout Glasgow. So
Glasgow's having some major issues with that motion.
Glasgow, I thought the Indians looked major confused, and Glasgow kind of bails them out with the timeout. Steve Stonebreaker, you won't see this guy quit coaching. He's out there right now. He's drawing something up. He's going to try to stick this thing in as Derek Kenny Ty. It's a complete different offense, and it's almost like a college setup where they're making the calls even after the defense is set. It's almost like you lift the leg and the defense thinks you're going to snap it, and then from there they get the call. And I'm even saying probably they're directing them on what's probably going to be open.
Yeah, what you're trying to do, you're trying to get the defense to tip their hand. Where's the pressure coming from? And what Coach Stonebreaker's going to do, if he sees you bringing pressure from a certain side, he's going to go right. He's going to throw it right at where that pressure's coming from. Does a great job of reading defenses, and that's hard to do when you're not either on the field playing quarterback or up in the booth.
Derek County with all kind of motion this time. Lane Grant straight back to throw.
One might have jumped.
It's
on
against
a wide receiver.
It's against the Derek County.
Miller.
Has to be on Jaden. Jaden ended up making a catch, but they're going to say Jaden moved. And time
not very much excuse when you're a receiver to jump off sides. All you have to do is watch the football. I mean, that's your one and only job, is to watch the football. You can't jump off sides.
This second half is just been a titanic, slow struggle. I mean, it has taken my stomach's growling. I mean, it's been a long time since I've eaten. Here's Lane Grant, straight back to throw. Here's a pass.
Nose dive right into the ground again.
That falls short. I'm going to try to get some updates on here. I got some people calling out for updates. Let's see here. Shout out to Russell County. Their first win tonight, 21-14 over East Jessamine. Kentucky Country Day, 49-26 over LaRue. Boyle County, 56, Lexington Catholic, 21. We got second and long, second and 15. Grant back to throw. Lane. He's going to scramble out there. He's getting pressure.
Get rid of it. Just get rid of it.
And he's going to tuck it around the left end, and he took a push in the back. And I hope Lane's okay. He kind of pulled up, slowed up a little bit there. And some other updates here. Greene County 38, Barron County nothing. So a definitive win for the Dragons. As Trinity 35, St. X 10. Hart County was up 46-6 at the half, so we're assuming they cruised. Franklin Simpson 43, Butler County 8. That's a district matchup. As Lane, they're going to spot it basically at the line of scrimmage. So he got back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be third and about 13. Ball's at the 24-yard line. Lane straight back to throw. Throws it across the middle. The ball's tipped and falls incomplete. Aiden Smith was the intended receiver. And let's see if I've got any more updates for you.
Big rivalry up in Louisville tonight, John. Trinity St. X. I'm sure that one probably hasn't gone final yet.
And I don't think I've got enough. Yes, I do. 35-10 Trinity over St. X. So I don't know if that's final or not, but appreciate the people sending me scores. I just got a lot on the plate up here. Sometimes it's hard to get everything in. Here's a pass to Jaden Miller, falls incomplete. Hit Jaden in the shoulder pads, but unable to come up with it. And it'll turn over on downs to
Glasgow will take over. First and 10.
Glasgow. They'll take over.
24-yard line.
See if I can get you some more scores here. We got some updates here. Camelsville 34-7 tonight. Taylor County 50-14 over Wayne County. And let's see. They beat Bethlehem 34-7. Taylor County. Thanks for that update. I think that's most of the local action is Glasgow takes over. And we still got Easton Jesse. He hands it off to Arms. It's been the Arms show this half. He's like tackling a bowling ball. And
5'9", 195, John. And he can scoot for a guy that his size with that kind of weight on him.
Ryder Rogers makes a tackle, but not before he gets all the way up to the 36-yard line. That'll be a first down. And Glasgow, they'll just run the ball and try to run the clock out here. They got a nice team. I'm really. They got a lot more weapons than Franklin Simpson, just my opinion.
I believe they're probably your district winner. I believe Franklin Simpson also, the young man that got hurt in our game, their leading rusher, is out for the year, torn ACL, I believe, so they're shorthanded on top of that.
There's a pitch to
right to Jesse.
Gavin Neal, and he mishandles it, and Jesse jumps on the fumble. So Glasgow's going to lose yardage on that play. It was just a sweep to Neal. He couldn't handle it. Ball popped out. Clock runs 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go in this one. Got a big day of college football tomorrow.
Yeah,
and,
really interesting slate tomorrow.
Kentucky Vanderbilt, I know at 11 o'clock. Help me, Ty. Who's Louisville got tomorrow?
I have no clue, John. I do know that it's Florida State, Clemson in that early window.
I know also, here's Arms with a good gain. Smallwood makes a tackle. Excuse me, that's Gavin Neal. Also, Western's got Troy tomorrow, I know.
Try to get you some times tomorrow, John. I believe Lindsey Wilson travels to Bluefield tomorrow, I believe.
They do. Bluefield, Virginia tomorrow. So I don't think there's been many matchups over the years. There's a hand. There's that end around again to Thomas. And Adair County's got him this time. And that's Lacey, Strevel.
What's it, enough for a first, John? No.
Louisville, Boston College tomorrow. And,
how can we forget, John? You got Coach Prime going to Eugene to take on Oregon.
And I want to thank Mark for the update here. Casey County 28, Metcalfe County 27 in 2 overtimes. Ooh. So a dandy there. Louisville at Boston College, revenge game. Louisville lost that game last year, so Louisville might have some things to prove here.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how he got that first down.
Their second effort by Glasgow with 1:25 to go, and I would think they might take a knee here.
Yeah.
As a helmet comes off for Arms. If I was given the most valuable player tonight, he would get it. No doubt about it. He reminds me of a Service Academy fullback. He just runs really low to the ground, and he can take a hit. Falls forward. If I haven't responded to your text here, it's just because you got Ohio State Notre Dame tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
I was just reminded.
Alabama Ole Miss as well down in Tuscaloosa at 2:30.
I was just reminded by a former Bluefield alum. It's the Rams, the Bluefield Rams tomorrow. So Lindsay travels there, and I'm sure that's going to be the ball game. Is Glasgow snaps it, takes a knee, and your final is going to be 36-16. We're going to take about a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll have all the stats for you, and we will stay tuned for the Don Franklin, Tim Hardwick post-game show here on the Indian Radio Network.